All right. How are we today? How is everybody? How was Valentine's Day? Glad I didn't actually stream on Valentine's Day. Uh, can you imagine if I just played the end of Act 2 of our Wonderland on Valentine's Day? Holy shit. Just break everyone's hearts. Just no happiness for anybody. I'm prepared for the worst. I came in today, I was like, I am ready for the worst thing Carrot can do to me. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see your reactions to the end of Act 2. That doesn't make me feel better. That doesn't make me feel better at all. Uh, or when I was like, oh my gosh, the end of Act 1 that really got me. And they were like, you thought that was bad? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I guess we'll figure it out together. Uh, the bloodiest of Valentines, for real. It has been a very eccentric Valentine's Day this year. I'll say that. There's been like some really fun games coming out. I even wrote a vampire jam game for or around Valentine's Day and all that. So, just I don't know. There's something in it this year. The most romantic part of our Wonderland TBH. Yeah, no, honestly. Um, I lost my train of thought there for a second, but it's okay. It wasn't relevant. Usually I start off with some like thoughts and theories about what's going on. I don't really have any. I've really been kind of chewing on it. Listened to the VOD a couple times over the last, I don't know, week or so, or just when I finished it. And nothing really new, about the same questions that I had leaving last time. If anything, I had a fun time last night, and I just am really I can't even guess what's going to happen. I can't. And I feel like if I do, I'm just going to be wrong and it's going to be worse. It's going to be wrong and it's going to be worse than I was anticipating. So I'm just going to try to think of the worst thing possible and hope that it's not as bad as that. And I'm not going to say what that is out loud because, like, I don't know. My brain doesn't go there. It doesn't. That's the beauty of horror writers. Like, all the respect to you, because I was like, how do you get your brain there, man? Like, I actually don't want to know. That sounds a little scary. But like, what is in there? How do you like? My brain is like, I don't know. Like, I have anxiety. I have like dark shit, but I think I just like try to suppress it so much and then fill it with other happier, more jovial things, I guess, to like, I don't know, tip the scales in my favor. I couldn't tell you. um I don't know, again, just rambling. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous to start, dude. I have not been this nervous, and I feel like, and again, everybody is like, the later acts are even harsher, and it's like, am I built for this game? Am I just fooling myself? I don't know. Now I'm getting too introspective. I'm getting too. I'm thinking too hard. It's not that deep. It'll be fine. So let me adjust sound, because the last time the music was a bit louder than I wanted it to be. But it wasn't. It wasn't horrible. Hence, we need each other. Yeah, this is legitimately, like, I make the joke, but this is actually emotional support. Having you guys here really does, like, help, because I can't imagine playing this by myself like anymore. Like, I thought about it before. I even, like, I was enjoying the game so much that I was like, you know what, maybe I'm just gonna record it all and just do let's plays of it and then just link it together and not even stream it. I'm so glad that I opted out of not doing that, because the actual experience of experiencing with other people and taking my time with it, and then also just like, I think there's something a little bit, it was meant to be. It happened the way it was supposed to. So I'm not gonna fight fate. I'm not gonna fight. I think this volume's good, actually. Hi, Snacks. How are ya? What did we eat? How was your Valentine's Day? Just share whatever you want to share. I'm nervous. I'm really, really nervous. It's like, I'm not even nervous for the stream. Like, I'm not even nervous about this part at all. I'm just nervous about what's coming. Though, we're gonna start on a really high note, because I just remembered, let's not overwrite my save this time. We are in load. We are in load, and we are loading the correct save this time. Look at this choice here. We could say, I love sex, or I'm just picky. Just for some context, basically Orlam was like going in on me and Genzo, and actually kind of gagging us, to be honest. Like, he was giving us a run for our money, I'm not gonna lie. So I think for the sake of the stream, if everybody feels like they want to, We should go with I love sex. I feel like that's the wrong choice, to be honest here. Like, I really do. Because obviously Iggy is asexual, and there's there's no subtext there. It's just, that is just fact. And I don't want him to have to suppress any more of himself. Especially for the sake of fucking Orlum, are you kidding? But it is funny. So, and then I'm just picky is also not necessarily true, but like, it's closer to the truth. Let's get all the bad ends first. Well, you know what? That would be a great strategy, but I think with the end of Act 2, it's just gonna be a bad end. Like, no matter what we do, even if it's good, quote unquote, it's just gonna end poorly. And let's just all expect that. Just for our sanity. I need to adjust the sound, because it's actually, is the music too loud? Because it feels loud in my ear. I keep forgetting I can just turn it down on my end, and then I don't have to adjust it. I just hope it really isn't overpowering, or that my voice is fighting it at any point. Is audio gonna forever be my foe? It might. It just might. And I said that like I would remember the settings for it, but I lied. That was a lie. I don't hear it much. Okay. See, I think that's usually what happens, is that you guys don't really hear it, but then I can hear it like really well. So I'll turn it up on your end, and then I'll turn it down on mine. And just let me know at any point if it's too loud. Because, I think for the funny, we're just gonna go, I love sex! Start on a high note. I run a hand through my hair and bite down on my lip. What are you talking about? I love sex. He said, lying. You just, never noticed, I guess. But, woo-wee, do I love fucking the ladies. God! I'm regretting this so much already. I should have just gone with my gut. You know what? Fuck it. We're here. I punched my fist into my palm so hard I hurt myself. Yeah. I'm about to face palm so hard that I hurt myself. This already sounds so wrong. Yeah, he's doubling down. Love to, oh, God! Fuck them in their vaginas, you know? That's me. Grade A fuckboy. And don't get me started on the titties. Help me, release us. I cringe even as I say it. Yeah, I am too. And when I look up, fuck, why did we say that? Can we go back? Is it too late to go back? You know what? No, we saw it. We got the funny, I'm going back. Fuck it. I can't live with my decision. I can't do it. And I will not do it. Hi, Lacey. The I love sex option was the worst option. I think that's the worst option in the whole game so far. Like, out of every option we've had. Getting eaten, getting stabbed, getting sexually assaulted. Honestly, all better than I love sex option. You're just gonna have to go back and watch it. It was bad. He was doubling down. It was hard. It was hard to watch. It was hard to listen to. It was hard to read. Don't be upset. Trust me. Once you go back and see it, you will not be upset that you missed it. I guess I don't know, picky. Just haven't found anyone I really like yet. My head sinks lower and lower towards my collarbone. Picky isn't really the right word, but I don't know how else to explain it. I don't really understand it myself. I just don't have the urge to do that with, well, anyone. I've overcome with a feeling of shame. Oh, maybe I'm No. I stare down at my lap, my fingers curled into the fabric of my pants. There's picky and then there's ridiculous, Orlom finally says in wonderment. Nice. Taking an overly large sip of his wine, grape juice. Okay, they keep bringing up the fact that he does like alcohol, so if that's actually a part of his character, I'm not going to keep... It's just funny to say the other one. When I finally summon the courage to raise my head, I see Genzo staring at me. His face is... well, it's unreadable. Is what it is. Oh my god. I don't even want to see Genzo's reaction to what... I'm pretty sure that if we said I love sex, he's like, yeah, no, that's not true. And like knows us better than that and knows that we're overcompensating, but I don't even want to I don't even want to go through with it. Well, it's unreadable, it is what it is, which just makes me feel even worse. I quickly snap my gaze back towards my food. The tendrils of doubt that I'd been semi-successful at trimming back are beginning to resprout with a flourish. I need to steer this conversation in a different direction, pronto. I take an overzealous bite of my sausage and promptly choke. Anyway, I asked between coughs as I pound on my chest. I take a slug of wine to wash it down. What are your plans? I mean, down here with all of this. My plans? Orlum sits back, gazes around. Turn this place into a proper kingdom, I suppose. There's still so many inefficiencies, a smirk, and I'd like to eventually expand. So much of this world is still unexplored. I love my my Orlon voice could be completely off, but I like it, okay? It's just the stupidest way to, like, say anything ever. Think of all that untapped potential. I pause with the tines of my fork between my lips. That sounds pretty extensive. You're not gonna go back then? I throw a glance towards Genzo at this, perhaps searching for backup, I don't know. But he's not looking at me. He's grown quiet and is now just poking at his food. Genzo looked horrified on the other choice he did, and I think that's what made me go back. Like, I'm weak. Probably because Iggy was leaning so hard. Yeah, I mean, you can't just be like, yeah, I love vaginas, love titties. Like, it just, no. Of course, I will eventually, but what's the point in rushing back? Bit of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity we've got here. Wouldn't want to waste it. I guess. My gaze falls, and I let my fork drop back to my plate. What little appetite I had has vanished completely. I'm not feeling too hot. I bring a hand up to my forehead and wipe the curls from my clammy skin. My throat feels positively parched. Oh, Butter, the mod got you this time, the auto mod. Iggy called himself a fuckboy. It was so painful. It was bad. It was the worst thing. I grope for my wine glass, but must misjudge the distance because I promptly knock it over and set me. Shit. I jerk forward to catch it. I don't know, but the damage is already done. The red quickly seeps across the tablecloth. I'm sorry. It's no bother. These things happen. Orlam snaps his finger, and set of attendants rush over to begin mopping up the mess. Shame tickles my cheeks. Oh, Genzo finally looks up at me, his face softening in concern. Everything okay, Eggs? You don't look so great. I don't. I pull anxiously at my collar. I guess maybe I am feeling a bit weird. This is apparently enough to prompt him into action. Oh, because in the next moment he's to his feet. He turns to Orlam. You said you got rooms for us. Of course. A bit of rest will surely do the trick. He's no doubt exhausted. Orlam just smiles and snaps his fingers again. Guards, take Ignatius to the room we prepared. He needs his rest. 2 guards emerge from the main doorway. They march over and pull my chair away from the table. I stand up with a little wobble, the rush of blood sending momentary stars across my eyes. Apparently it's only going to get worse from here, Lacey. I'm not ready for it. Genzo hesitates for a second. Then he pushes himself up and away and making his way around the table. Ignatius, it kills me every time, even though I love the name. It's so good. He reaches me at the guards, start leading me towards the exit. You sure you're okay? He reaches for my shoulder, then seems to decide against it. He pulls back. No! You want me to make sure you get settled in case you need anything? Yeah. I pause for a moment, then nod. Sure. Despite the awkwardness at the table, having a familiar place in this a familiar face in this place, not a familiar place in this space, would still be a welcome respite, though perhaps not just any face. His face in particular. So as long as he doesn't think I'm a complete weirdo after all that. I mean, honestly, we saved ourselves because the I love sex option would 1000% make us a weirdo. At that point, we are worse than Orlam, and I never thought we would say that this early. Like, that's a hard bar to cross on the weirdo scale. But even if Genzo does think that, he doesn't say anything. In fact, he actually seems somewhat relieved at my response. He gives a little smile and reaches forward, tentatively placing a hand on my shoulder for support. Then the guards lead both of us out of the hall. Alright, happy ending, that's the end. Nothing bad happens after this. Back at the table, Orlam is lounging in his throne, eyebrows raised and curious, thought as he watches us leave. Sleep well now. I mean, I was going to until you said that. My head is really starting to feel fuzzy now. Sweat dribbles down the back of my neck, and a cold chill sends goosebumps up and down my arms. The guards take up as multiple flight of stairs, and my legs feel more jellified with each landing we reach. Finally, we turn down a hallway lined with ornately carved doors. They open the second door on the left and beckon us inside. It's delightfully dim inside, nothing but a fluttering candelabra on the bedside table to light the room. And quiet, too. Somehow it's cools the intense beating starting up in the back of my head. Come on, let's get you in bed, Genzo says softly and leads me towards the bed. It's enormous and piled high with soft white pillows, and when I shirk off my pants and slip under the sheets, it feels heavenly on my skin. Thanks, Genzo. Hey, what are friends for? Am I right or am I right? But he seems to grimace to himself at this. Anyway, he glances around. Maybe I shack up in the chair over there, yeah? In case you need anything. Once you're good and out, I'll find one of those rabbit fellas to show me my own room. I nod, but already my eyes are starting to creep shut. Oh, he's so comforted. Tired. So tired. I don't even see Genzo finish his trek to the chair before they close completely. Hot. Dizzy. Tired. There's a thrum at the base of my skull, and my face feels clammy and flushed. I hope I haven't come down with something. I wonder for a moment if Genzo is comfortable, then drift off into a restless sleep. Yeah, there's a bunch of bullshit going down while we're asleep. I just know it. I can't prove it. Except I kind of can, because apparently the side game, the O2A2 Save the Last Dance, took place probably right there. Honestly, that's my guess. Don't correct me if I'm wrong. It's somewhere here. She's after me again. I can see her around oh, it's Gidget. Hands outstretched, breath hot and face flushed. Iggy, she coos. I can feel her hands on me, on my cheeks and neck, running through my hair and sliding across my chest. You're mine, Iggy. This is what happens when you don't kill the yandere on the route. That's what happens. Now her hands are roving lower. Her finger... What if she's actually here? I'd puke. I'd scream. I'd cry. I'd pee. Her fingers dance across my stomach, play with the You don't need to be confused anymore. I'll fix you, Iggy. They dip inside. I open my mouth to protest, but now her hands are there too. On my cheeks, clutching into the skin, brushing my head up backwards, even as the other set of fingers begin to explore, begins to touch, begins to caress. I'll teach you exactly what you should want. Her thumbs find my eyes. Pushing. I scream, but nothing comes out. Then sit up with a gasp. Black. Everything is black. And quiet. Quiet except for the rapid hammering of my heart. Where am I? I look around. Rub at my face. Rub at my eyes. Thank God she's not here. Check that my eyes are still there, still intact. Holy hell, Iggs. I jerk back at the voice, arms curling around my midsection, and swallow dry breaths pushing past my lips. Hey. Movement. Then something sits on the side of the bed. I see Genzo's cap first, orange even in the darkness. Then as my eyes further adjust, his face comes into view, round and worried. You're fine, everything's fine. Mumbling and moving, something crazy in your sleep, though, he chuckles. My mind zeroes in on that. On him. On that one point of comfort and safety in the inky blackness of the room. Then I move back forward. Oh! I wasn't expecting this! And curl up against him, my head to his shoulders. Oh, their ears! I'm crying. I feel him tense against me. He doesn't move. Not at first, at least. He just sits there, muscles frozen. Then he looks skyward, almost as though seeking out an answer from some otherworldly being. Yeah, actually, that's exactly what it looks like. Finally, he brings his arms around me, shifting me over and into his lap and gently repositioning me against his front. Yeah, he whispers. You're fine. I breathe into his shoulder, long, slow, deep, calming breaths. My heart slowly begins to decelerate, soothed by the soft motion of his hands against my back. It's like being in the nest of warmth, completely and utterly safe, for now. Just lying there against his chest, moving up and down with his belly. Calm, secure. I sit up slowly, just enough that I could see his face. And then I do something I've never done before in my entire life. Oh! Oh my god! Wait! Bro, I'm like... This route always fucking surprises me. I was not expecting that. I am gobsmacked. I need a drink. I'll drink to that. Cheers! Hell yeah! Woo! We did it! I don't know how we did it, but we're here. It feels natural. It's not even that. It's like legitimately like I was expecting things to just immediately take the worst turn ever. But no, this is nice. It's quick and soft and chaste. Barely more than a brush, really. Genzo stands rise. We're thriving right now. But it's still a kiss, that it is. An actual kiss, yeah. His hands stop moving, clenching instead against my back, and his chest rises suddenly with his sharp intake of air. I pull back. Oh. He just looks at me for a moment, eyes wide. Holy hell, Iggs. It's his same line from earlier, but now it's low and hoarse. Oh, I hear him swallow. He opens his mouth, closes it, then opens it again. Finally, I've been wanting to do that for... He doesn't finish. He doesn't look at me either, staring down somewhere around my clavicle as his hands clench and unclench in the fabric of my shirt. Sorry, fuck, look at me, I'm all fucking, yeah, he's overwhelmed, like, this is crazy, this is, like, everything he's wanted for, like, fucking forever, yeah. He looks up at me, and I swear I could see water, yeah! Then he grabs me, oh, guys, I'm actually, like, losing it a bit, I'm like, ah! I don't know what to do, I don't want to keep reading, it's happy here, And then he grabs me, pulls me in close, tight, kisses me again, harder this time. One of his hands dig into my curls as the other moves up and under my shirt, fingers roaming my skin. Now it's my turn to freeze. My muscles lock up, breath catching in the back of my throat. My heart starts up again, faster and faster, thudding painfully against the inside of my chest. Genzo notices almost instantly. He stops and pulls back. Oh fuck, wait, was I wrong? Was that wrong? Fuck, I'm so fucking stupid. Oh no, you're not! Oh god! My body comes back down, but I love that he's like that. He's so hyper aware of Iggy and like all his insecurities, and he doesn't want to make him uncomfortable at any point, and he does it. He makes Iggy really comfortable. Oh! Slumping as my muscles untie themselves. I bring my hands to my face, to my hair, rubbing at the damp skin. Now comes the fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of the anger that will follow. I shake my head. No, I swallow my throat dry. Mind you, I just can't. That makes me uncomfortable. That? I bite down on my tongue, trying to search for the right words. That kind of touching? I wince, then pull on my hair with a groan, frustrated at myself, embarrassed at myself. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I just need more time. It's not like I don't like you. I think I might like you very much, but the anxious feeling of awkwardness grows with every word, and I can feel myself shrinking in on myself in an effort to disappear. Genzo blinks in silence, then cocks an eyebrow with a smile. The fucker actually laughs. Yeah, that's very in character. Oh, is that all? You actually had me worried there for a sec. I bring my head back up. Oh, face, no doubt, a weird mixture of confusion and apprehension. You think I care about that? Fuck it, 'cause to be honest, I feel like I always kind of knew. But I don't care. I don't care about any of that. Just being with you is enough for me. More than enough for me. You don't think I'm broken? He stops, blinks, looks at me with a mixture of confusion and sadness. Fuck that. And fuck anyone that thinks that. Yeah! Hell yeah! Genzo is always saying the right fucking words. Yes, that right there. Fuck that and fuck whoever thinks that. On a real note, to anybody struggling with these kind of thoughts, exactly that. He reaches forward. Oh, I forgot that Iggy's eyes were like that, poor thing. Grabbing me back into a hug. The calm, gentle warmth of the previous hug just holding me against him. I'm so glad I stopped stream where I did before. Can you imagine if I just had to end right here? No fucking way. There's no way I could have. There's nothing wrong with you. And don't let anyone ever make you feel otherwise, you hear me? It takes a second for the impact of this to fully resonate with my brain. Then it hits me. And it's like a wave of something just completely runs through my entire body, my muscles, limbs, everything going limp with the release of tension I didn't know I've been holding. My chest unclenches. My heart unclenches. Even my eyes unclench, quickly filling up with big salty tears. It's okay. It's actually okay. I'm okay. The thought seems to spark me into motion, to return control to my body, and in that instant, I return the hug with everything I've got, squeezing myself against him and into him. My own safe little cocoon. Yeah. To be hugged by Genzo must feel so good. Where there aren't any expectations, no judgment. Just love, acceptance. I wish I could hug Iggy right now. I wish we could all hug him right now. I'm not sure how long we sit there, just like that. Finally, Genzo's grip loosens, and he runs a hand through my choppy hair. Oh. I'm guessing you're still fuck all tired, yeah? And I'm pretty fucking exhausted too. Maybe we get some sleep then? He glances over at the pillows and winces, suddenly unsure. I mean, if it's okay. It takes a moment. Then I realize what he's asking. I grin somewhat awkwardly. It's fine. His resulting grin could have lit up the room. Oh. I crawl back over under the covers as he sidles out of his jacket and heavy pants, then I watch him come rolling over to join me. Soon both of us are curled beneath the sheets, eyes closed, breath heavy, and my head just barely touching his shoulder. I don't see her again the rest of the night. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Not to ruin it, but... Guys, I'm getting so emotional. God, already. Can we relax? I'm not ready. The next time I open my eyes, it's morning, and sun is pouring in from the window to paint warm squares of light across the streets. I just remembered that Orlom is here and we're in his castle, and I just remembered it all came crashing down. I was able to escape for like 2 seconds. I've left a nice patch of drool on the pillow. Ew, me. And then a thin layer of crust is built up in the corner of my eyes. I blink, yawn, push myself up to seat with a quiet groan. Oh, my man. He's so cute. Gonzo is still asleep next to me. He's on his back, face pointed at the ceiling and jaw slack. Thin, whistling snores punctuate his breaths. I watch him for a few moments, hugging my legs against my chest. I can't stop the small smile from forming on my lips. Me either. For the first time in, well, for a while, I feel calm. It's nice. My brows furrow momentarily. What does all this make me, then? I never thought about it before. Maybe because thinking about those expectations made my mind want to avoid the topic altogether. But just being with someone? Like this? Girls, guys, apparently, it doesn't matter. It's not like I've never had fantasies of being held before. Of having someone there to care for me, care about me. But that warm presence has never had a face before, or a gender. All I know now is that the warm presence is Genzo. Then I'd like that very much. I chew on the inside of my cheek, then feel the telltale need for release building up just beneath my stomach. Pee time! I throw a glance around the room. No bathroom in here. There must be one in the hall. So I slide off to the side of the bed and shrug my pants back on, giving my hips a little shimmy when my half-asleep limbs can't find the last bit of necessary energy to get the fabric over my thighs. Okay, thick. I'm just joking. I snatch my glasses up off the bedside table as I make my way to the door, pausing for a moment to let my view come into full focus before slowly and softly creaking the handle open. I slip out. Pull the door closed behind me, search down the hall for any sign of the door that screams bathroom, but all the doors look the same. I turn in the opposite direction, then nearly jump about 10 feet into the air. Oh god, it's either Orlom or Jerry. Fuck, I wish it was Jerry! Orlom's standing 2 doors down just watching me. He's got a trio of rabbit guards. Oh, well, maybe Jerry. I take a nervous step backwards, open my mouth to say something. The sweet serenade of romance. Orlom clasps his hands together, bringing them to his cheek. He begins slinking towards me. Have a nice night, did you? One cannot help but notice the gallant knight didst not return us to his room. Orlom, please. Everything he says cracks me the fuck up. Like, who speaks like this? Alright, I know you're just cosplaying King right now, but you would say this if we were just in the barbecue, if we were just going grocery shopping. Pray tell, was Hero's sword plunged into gentle flowers, blushing... Don't ruin flowers for me, fucking Orlom. Gross. Nasty. I turn away. It wasn't like that. Then starts walking down the hall. Oh. Orlom sidles up beside me, lips curled into an impish grin. Then perhaps true love doth reign over lust. How delightfully advantageous for me. What do you mean by that? Yeah, what's that supposed to mean? I jerk away as he tries to put an arm around my shoulder. It's simple, really. Here I was trying to figure out the best way to make my greatest adversary suffer. And now the perfect opportunity has fallen right into my lap. Uh-oh, he's gonna kill us. Or capture us somewhere. I stop, raise a brow, turn towards him. A spark of unease runs up my spine to the base of my skull. What are you talking about? But the answer is not to come. I see Orlom raises his hands to his sides in amused futility. Then suddenly something comes down over my head, encasing my face and plunging my world in darkness. Oh my gosh. I bring my hand to my neck, trying to pull it off, trying to wrench away the hands keeping it there. I'm crying. Orlov's mind is perpetually in the gutter. Yeah! Jail time. Take him to one of the stalls, I hear Orlom say right before I pass out completely. Well, game over. That was sad, but at least we got a kiss. The next time I open my eyes, I'm in a small rectangular room. Something itchy pokes at my cheeks and arms, and when I pull back enough to bring the world into focus, I find myself lying in what appears to be a carpet of hay. Not him actually putting us in the horse stall. What? I try to sit up, but quickly realize I can't. My hands and ankles have been tied behind me, making it impossible to do much more than roll over onto my back. I blink, squint, peer through my hazy vision. It's dim, but not completely dark. And I can see the walls caging me on all sides like a box of thick stone. There's a door a few feet away, nothing but a small barred window at the top to reveal the world outside. I groan, try to move into a slightly more comfortable position. Errant bits of hay scratch at my arms and poke at my midsection. What the fuck is this? I remember Orlom, that cloying smile of his. Oh, Carrot said that me delivering Orlom's smarmy lines. Smarmy is the perfect word for Orlom. Like his name could just be Smarmy, as far as I'm concerned. Like, those are synonyms. It's insane. I love it. He's so smarmy indeed. Then after that, everything had gone black. Where the hell had he taken me? I let out a long, slow breath to try and calm myself down, even as the tendrils of panic rise up in my belly. This has got to be some sort of sick joke, right? I don't have long to wait. After only a few minutes of uncomfortable silence, I hear footsteps in the hall, distant voices bouncing off the far walls. They approach the door. I can't tell how many there are. A good number, at least. Then stop. I hear Genzo's voice through the open window. The surprise is in here? What is it? Your secret porn stash? Just what kind of messed up stuff do you get off on? He sounds annoyed. He should. Oh no, it's much better than that. Orlom this time. Much more interactive. Oh, so you're fuck machines then. The hand rattles. Turns. Then the door creaks open. I instinctively recoil away from the incoming light. I don't see Genzo's face when he sees me. I don't want to see Genzo's face when he sees me. Oh God, that's such a heartbreaking line. Jesus Christ. Somehow the thought's leaving me feel mortified. I hear him though. You know, and I'm so glad that we're capturing that, because there is a real fear in, like, being in love with somebody, or not just in love, but, like, having somebody you really care about, and you know how much they care about you, and then, like, seeing them see you struggle. Like, I mean, obviously, we've just detailed that, but, like, I think that some of my biggest fears come from is just, like, I would hate to, like, have somebody I love see me in, like, my worst, like, at my worst, basically. And I always think, I'm like, I don't want my husband to see me as weak, or see me as, like, struggling or ugly, or, you know, and, like, though obviously they're gonna love you despite it and all that, and, like, that goes to show the strength of it, but, like, it's also just terrifying, and that's, like, such a natural fear that most people have, is that they don't want to appear lesser in the eyes of those that they really love, and it's just like, oh, God. Okay. What the fuck is this? When I finally look up, Orlom has his hands splayed as though about to present the prologue to a theatrical... Oh, God, please don't. What's wrong? Don't you like it? Did you hurt him, you sick fuck? Oh, no, not yet, anyway. Simply giving him an insider's tour of my stalls is all. They're quite handy for detaining unruly miscreants until it's their time to, brew. Genzo gives another jerk against the guard's grip, and for a moment actually seems to slip away enough to take a step forward. But they quickly recapture his arms. His face has gone completely white. You let him go, you hear me? You got beef with me, you take it up with me. Leave him the fuck out of it. Oh my God, he's so mean. And I love him. Have I said that? Have I mentioned that? I love him. Oh, but Genzo, dear, that's half the fun, don't you see? Orlom oozes towards Genzo, hand to his chin and cocking his head upwards. Torturing you would be fun, yes, but torturing the thing you care about the most? See you wriggle and squirm. He brings his hands to his cheeks, face flushed. I'm getting all hot and bothered just thinking about it. Okay, he really is demented. Like, this is so bad. What the actual fuck is wrong with you? Is this because I made fun of you as a kid? Genzo huffs with another jerk. Made fun of me? Made fun of me? The pushing and shoving, the humiliation? The, oh, let's all ignore Orlum for the day. It'll be so funny. The, oh, let's all throw our erasers at Orlum while nobody's looking. It'll be hilarious. The, oh, ha ha, Orlum's mother killed herself. Let's all tell Orlum he should kill himself too. Oh. Okay, now let's take 2 steps back for a second. Kids are dicks, and they're horrible, and they're awful. That is really bad. Like, that's really bad. And, like, I'm glad that we're not shying away from the fact that Iggy and Genzo and company could be the worst to Orlum and have been the worst to Orlum, but they were kids. And they've also gone through a lot of their own shit. Alright? And Orlum is perfectly justified to feel this way towards them. When I read that line just then, I was like, you know what? Maybe we do deserve to die. And I get that inkling every once in a while of like, yeah, we deserve it. But then again, kids, we all say like shitty ass things. Maybe not that shitty. Okay. But like, you know, I'm not going to be self-righteous. Like, I get it. It happens. Orlum clenches his hands in his hair, his voice hoarse and strained. And to top it all off, when I finally thought that maybe we... But you left me, you fucking asshole. Left me in that dark room all by myself. For once, Genzo looks uncomfortable. His eyes grow tight as his lips twist downward. I think it goes to show everyone's done something messed up despite how much we like them now. Yeah, and I think that's actually a brilliant thing to do. Like, I like that everybody's severely flawed. Some more than others, I would actually admit. And some are easier to defend than others, is another thing I'll admit. But on average, everybody's going through some really bad stuff. And the more shit that I learn, the more I'm like, a little justified. Like, it's easy to just be like, oh, Orlum's the fucking worst, because we don't really know everything about him. But the little bits and pieces that we're getting, I'm like, I get it. Maybe I do the same thing. I don't fucking know. You know, like, because hopefully no one has to fucking go through this. I did try, you know. Orlum continues, a tiny chuckle at the back of his throat. Yes, great writing all around. I love that I can identify with the main characters. Oh shit. And I can identify with the villains, because if anything, it just makes me wish for a situation in which they could all like legitimately talk it out. Like, obviously it's much more than just talking out. Like, they're gonna need some extensive work done for everybody to go back to square one to be friends, and maybe they won't even be friends after everything is said and done. Like, ideally in a fantasy world that'd be great, but in real life it's like these things aren't easy to just, you know, talk it out, bing bang boom, done. You know, years of trauma and struggling and all that just wiped away because, you know, the power of friendship, like, that doesn't work here, you know, and it has to be real, actual fucking work put in to fix it. And I hope that they can all, you know, really, like, start on the new foot. Like, they are grown-ass people now, you know, so they have the best chance that they ever did to do that. So, like, that's what I want, but I don't know if it's the most realistic thing in the world. And at this point, it's just like, yeah, I'm all over the place, which is good. I mean, that's where you want to be. Like, the story doesn't warrant itself to just be like, yeah, I know what's going on, and actually this should happen, and I know everything now. Like, there's no way. 5 times I tried. Twice. I almost succeeded, too. Oh. His lips curl into a wide grin that stretches across his face, pupils shrinking. You made my life a living hell. A laugh. But now... I get to make your life hell. Yeah. Orlum, I was a kid. Kids do stupid stuff. The true. Genzo starts, but even he seems to have trouble putting any conviction behind his word. Yeah. I mean, the guilt must be insane. His voice cracks in beads of... I mean, but you're still bullying him now, so why, Genzo? Like, actually, why now? Like, and beads of perspiration began dotting his forehead and cheeks. Let's just calm down, yeah? Talk things out. Oh my god, now I'm saying exactly what I just fucking said. Okay. Find a way to make this right. Orlum starts giggling. Yeah, now you want to talk. That's what he's gonna say. It's manic and squeaking, the force of it sending his shoulders up and down in glee. But that's just it. I've already found a way to make it right. I love that pose when he's like all spread out. He twists back towards me, face contorting and eyes wild. You know what, Orlum, honey? You get yours. I mean... Again, I don't actually want Genzo or Iggy to suffer, I don't. But, like, I get where his fucking headspace is, man. Like, and obviously this place is, like, amping it up by, like, 10. Then dances over, yanking me up and into his arms like a limp ragdoll. You know, I thought a lot about what I should do. All the delightful little things I could do to make him squeal. He squeezes my cheeks, popping at his eyes, for instance, then shakes my head side to side with a click of his tongue, or snipping off his itty-bitty toes, one by one. Orlom, stop. Genzo's voice is low and shaky, guttural desperation to it I've never heard from him before. But Orlom continues, shaking his head at his own feigned stupidity. This is the worst I felt for the others right now. Like, I get why he's like this, poor man. Just feel bad and he ended up like this. Yeah. And I will be, like, where I'm at right now in terms of, like, thoughts is I wonder how much of Orlom's anger is even targeted at Iggy, or Iggy's just, like, an unfortunate, like... Iggy has done some, like, mean things to Orlom, but I don't know if it was, like, bullying necessarily and more just not stopping Genzo from bullying him. I don't know if he's, like, a bystander or an active bully, and I don't know how much Orlom wants to get back at him for that. I don't need confirmation either. I just, like, it feels like most of it is targeted towards Genzo, and then obviously he's using Iggy to stir up Genzo, because if he was just going to target Genzo himself, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Iggy's caught in the crossfire. Yeah, he was probably the bystander, which goes to show it's just as bad as being a bully sometimes. But Orlom continues, shaking his head at his own feigned stupidity. But then I thought, why go through all that mess when I have a perfect solution already? This is the slaughterhouse, after all, and slaughterhouses have ways of dealing with their more troublesome tenants. He stands up, letting me slide back into the hay, then steps back. Immediately, 2 rabbit guards move towards to grab me, undoing the tie on my wrist so they can encase me in the 2 chain manacles attached to the opposite walls instead. I tried to twist away in panic, my heart beating louder and louder, my gut twisting like a violent wrench. Genzo? I throw him a despondent look, breath coming out in quick, terrified gasp. Genzo is jerking and yanking and tugging at the guards again, his face strained and flushed. Orlom, you fucker, stop. I can hear tears in his voice. But Orlom doesn't stop. He steps towards me, now strung up between the 2 walls, the manacles biting into my wrist, and gives my cheek a little slap. Open up. I glance up in confusion, and he shoves a thick piece of cloth in my mouth. Before I can question what it's for, the guards sling another piece over my lips around my head. They cinch it tight in the back, making it impossible to spit it out. Don't want you biting that tongue of yours off. Orlom is crouched down a few feet away, his attention focused on a box in the hay. At least not yet, he adds with a little grin as he snaps it open, pulling out what looks like a cattle prod wrapped in rusted wire. I call this my piggy prodder. Oh, he's gonna really yank off her fucking toes? Yo, chill! Chill, dog! He stands back up and gives the stick a little wave. I don't know why I just now am registering he's, like, actually gonna hurt us. Quite adept at keeping the piggies in line. Sometimes I just have too many to deal with, you see? That's when a little zap... He presses a button and a little spark dances off the edge. To the side of the head can really make my job easier. Of course, sometimes I like to have a little fun with them first. He saunters towards me, grin somehow stretching even further. How many jolts until their heart stops, for instance? That's a fun one to play. All I can do is look up at him, shaking my head in a silent plea for mercy. Orlom, The tip of the rod jams straight into my stomach, and in that second, everything goes white. Oh god, it's like someone shoved a knife straight into my gut. A sharp, stabbing pain blossoms out from the point of contact, ripping into my nerves and setting them screaming, one after another. My muscles tense, lock up, then recoil all in the span of less than a second. And then my body flies forward against the manacles, arms... The music really, with this, makes it even more, like, the worst, somehow. I don't know, like, it makes it even more, like, horrifying. Because it's just so joyful and fun and manic, and it's a perfect theme for Orlom. It's great. So forceful that the iron slices into the skin of my hands and wrists, and my glasses go flying off my head. I can't move. Can't think. I can feel my body shaking, convulsing, wave after wave of hot, white pain, sending my muscles into repeated spasms. The world is on fire. I'm on fire. I can smell myself burning, charring. Fuck. When will it end? Finally, he pulls it away. Oh, God. My body slumps downward, vision warbling, conscious, coming, going, white, black, white, black. My muscles twitch. My quivering arms make the manacle chains clitter and clatter, and I feel hot liquid seeping down my wrists and arms from where the iron sliced through the skin. Steam wafts up from the charred fabric of my clothes, now melted against the red, blistered skin, and crackling and hissing as it starts to cool back down. Yo, the way this is so detailed, too, like, relax! I gave it the worst time, yeah! We were kissing and having a good time, now we are not kissing, we are getting shocked. We are getting tased. Genzo frozen where he stands, his jaw slack and his face a ghastly white. His brows are curled in a cross between horror and disbelief. Orlom, he finally says, his voice is quaking and strangely hollow. Orlom, Oh, not again! Stop! Orlon thrust the thought into my inner thigh. Rude. The knife is back, stabbing inside again and again and again, wrenching, twisting, jerking back and forth and grinding against the tissue and muscle. My body jerks upward this time, up and away from the source of the shock. Again yanking against the manacles, tearing into the skin, sending splatters of red into the hay. He keeps it there longer this time. My vision warps. Body convulsing. Yeah, no, for real. The yapping is not helping. Muscles jerking, twisting, skin crackling. Now there are 100 knives, 1,000. They stab outward from my thigh, slicing straight through the flesh and bone, up and across my stomach, down through my calves. At some point, I wonder if I even have legs anymore, or words anymore. All I feel is one amorphous black hole of pain across my lower half. Orlon pulls the rod away. I slump down so hard my head bounces backwards, twisting a muscle in my neck. My knee, just like me for real, yapper disorder. Self-diagnosing myself right now. My knees sink down into the hay. The steam, it's wafting up and off into droves now, gray and smoky. It swirls away from the charred hole in my pants and the cooked slices of skin peeling back from my thigh muscles. Gross. Wet. The front of my pants is wet. I must have peed my pants. Babe, it's fine. This thought shames me. No, it shouldn't. Like, we're dying. Like, it's fine. And I clench my eyes shut as tears threaten to spill. Oh. Orlon, stop. Orlon, please. Genzo's crying now. I can hear the hiccups in his throat. Can see the Oh. This makes me feel awful. Because I know he feels guilty as fuck, but then it's also like, dude, you were so awful to him. Like, in your adult ears, dog. Like, at some point, you just needed to stop. He looks so distraught. Don't apologize. What are we apologizing for? We can't be quiet either. This is the worst choice. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to this. I mean, it's in Iggy fashion to just apologize for shit that's not her fault. Something about that sight, seeing him like that, breaks something in me. And I open my mouth even through the pain and the shakes and the world warping around me. I'm sorry, Genzo. Only the sound that comes out of my mouth is nothing more than a muffled rumble, stifled by the cloth choking my tongue and throat. What's that? Orlon raises a hand to his ear in a grand display of mock surprise. Do mine ears deceive me, or is our mutual friend attempting to talk? Orlon, stop. Genzo hiccups. Let's see what he has to say. Orlon saunters over, smiles stretched from ear to ear. He cradles my chin in his hands with an almost gentle caress. There, let's get that off you, shall we? He sings as he works the gag free from my lips. Though perhaps Genzo prefers you with something stuffed in your mouth. Oh, that's just wrong. Like, actually, just the worst. He turns back to Genzo, eyes flashing. Not that you would have ever gotten to experience it. See, I'm practically doing you a favor. He runs a hand through my staticky hair. Genzo clearly doesn't like this. He jerks forward, against the grip on his arms with a strained grunt, jaws so tight I can practically see it trembling. Orlon feigns a show of terror with a laugh before returning to me. He taps my jaw with his finger. I kind of wonder if Genzo's persistent behavior, even in adulthood, was a show of bravado. Oh, definitely. An attempt to stay top dog even after his accident. I'm sure, but it's just weird that, like, he doesn't... I mean, I guess he kind of teases the others, but never to the same extent that he did with Orlon. And, like, obviously, like, it's fine. Like, he never knew that he was going to be in this fucking situation, and this is hindsight bias as hell. But, like... I think it's just more from, it's definitely bravado, he's definitely a disabled person, so I feel like that plays into it as well as, like, he needs to, like, play it up even more and show, and, like, obviously he doesn't feel great about himself, he's made that clear, and I think that just like Orlon is doing now, is, like, putting down other people to make himself feel better, that's what Genzo was doing before, because obviously he doesn't feel as great, and, like, he's a shorter guy, like, he has a lot of insecurities, and when people have insecurities, they bring other people down to make themselves feel better. And, like, sometimes it's, you know, more evident than not. And I know that's exactly what it is. It's just more just, like, just kind of unfair how much he doesn't, because if you take that out of the equation, then it's just, as a friend, he never has given Orlon, like, a chance to, like, I don't know, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say just, like, he's never been very perceptive to his feelings or willing to understand him, and obviously they have more that I don't know about, and, like, a potential, like, romantic shit that was going on that's also very complicated and doesn't probably even have a right answer. It's just more speaking out loud and just trying to figure out, like, I don't know, getting in his shoes and understanding why he was like that. But yeah, bravado is probably the best example, like, or the best reasoning behind it. Now, what is it you wanted to say? I look up at Orlom, then at Genzo. My body gives another twitch as tears begin running rivulets down my cheeks. I'm sorry. Only it's no more than a throaty cackle. What was that? Orlom brings his hand back to his ear with a flick. I blink the tears away and try again. Genzo has a huge toxic masculinity problem as well, and like around Iggy, it's not as malicious because it's manifests his savior knight complex, but with Orlom, well, you will see. Yeah, and that makes sense too. That makes a lot of sense. And I don't want anything like by the character arcs in the future to be spoiled for me. Like, I think so far I'm just kind of thinking out loud when I do the stream. So, and I'm not saying anybody has spoiled anything yet, but I worry that like accidentally I might be, because some people or most people who are watching have played the game or have just like no knowledge of it. It's one or the other. And I'm just like in the middle of like, okay, well, I've got some context here, and I obviously am missing a lot of context here. So I'm just kind of talking and like working through it in my own head. It's part of how I consume media, I think. I blink the tears away. I'm one of those bitches that if you're watching a movie with me, I'm going to be talking through the whole movie. And I'm sorry. Like, I just do it. I can't help it. I blink the tears away and try again. I'm sorry, Genzo. My voice doesn't even sound like my own. But it doesn't matter, because I know he can hear it, because I see his face soften through the watery veil of my eyes. Sorry for what? Genzo asked, lips shuddering. I squeeze my eyes shut. For all of this? Yeah, this is probably a bad idea. It's my fault. I opened the door. I let us... No, it's Buxley's fault. I stick by that still. I fucking stick by it. I'm still mad at Buxley, man. I can't wait to find out more about Buxley so I can feel a little less, like, hatred towards her. But right now, she's, like, on my hit list. She did this to us so far. Genzo's eyes dilate. I can see the wad of snot hanging from his chin tremble. He must be shaking. And finally, it's not your fault, Iggs. He forces a smile. I should be the one apologizing to you. I swore to myself that I'd protect you. And even more than that, I should have told you a long time ago about everything. And I'm sorry for that, too. No. I was just so scared. I see him swallow, see his eyes tighten, and I thought that you deserve better. His head... No. I mean, I don't know. We don't deserve anything. Like, we're... Not that. And the tears and snot from his chin and cheeks bounced to the floor. I didn't want to ruin your life. I can't do anything but stare at him. There's a pain in my chest, in my throat, one that feels like it's twisting me in two. You didn't want to ruin his life, did you? I'd almost forgotten about Orlov for a second, yeah. And where he breaks the silence, his words are eerily calm. He steps towards Genzo, takes Genzo's head in his hands, then wrenches his hair back with a manic twist. But you had no problem ruining my life. Orlom... Genzo winces, his eyes clenched, but Orlom doesn't hold him for long. He lets Genzo's head fall back with a distracted flop, his gaze pointed unseeing at the ground. You're sorry. He brings his head to his head. You're sorry to him. He curls his fingers into his hair. You didn't even do anything to him. That's true. He really didn't. His lips twist into a grin. It is, like, crazy how different Genzo does treat us versus how he treats Orlom, because he's so understanding of us. And I don't know if it's just because he genuinely just cares about us and doesn't give a fuck about Orlom, which I guess fair. But then, like, is it just because he's in love with us and that's why he cares? Does he not care about his other friends? Like, I don't even know how he is around the other friends. Like, he seems to be caring towards Gidget and understanding of her for a while, you know? I'm just, again, speaking out loud, like, I'm just interested. It's crazy how different he treats them both. Like, to an extent where, not that it's uncharacteristic, it's just more like, it's crazy to see that two different, like, the duality of man, basically, there. I feel like I'm talking so much in between this stuff, and it's kind of breaking the flow, and I'm sorry, but, like, my head is everywhere at the moment. I'll give you something to be sorry about. He raises the cattle prod above his head, and belts me across the face. Oh, okay. My head snaps to the side as a crackle of electricity zaps all the way from my cheek to my toes. Tears spring to my eyes as my body goes stiff as a rod, and my teeth. My jaw slams down so hard I hear them crack against each other, gritty bits of enamel dancing on my tongue. Orlom, I hear Genzo scream through my haze. I wrench out a delayed gasp as the pain blossoms around my split jaw, but I'm not even given a chance to recover. Orlom clocks me on the opposite cheek, wrenching my head to the other side and sending another jolt straight into my brain. I can't move. Can only stare cockeyed at the far wall, my jaw hanging limp. Okay, we're gonna die for sure. Hanging limp from my cheeks and my eyelids twitching. Orlom, stop! I can hear the phlegm splinter and snap in Genzo's throat. Are you sorry now? Orlom just screams. He whips around on his heels and hooks his fingers into my hair, yanking my head backwards. Yeah, okay. Why don't you tell me how sorry you are? It's like they're making fun of me for saying sorry, in which I also acknowledge that saying sorry is a really stupid thing to say in here. I was just Iggy role-playing. He points the prod straight into my temple. Oh, look at her gut. Oh no. Genzo strains so hard against the guards now that they have to hold his head, shoulders, and arms. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not... I can't hear you! Orlom shrieks. Yeah, but it's nothing more than a ruse. Orlom had never planned to stop, no matter how many times Genzo apologized. Yeah, and I can't really blame him. Like, we kind of just made that worse on ourselves, but My gaze meets Genzo's one last time. The Orlom slams the tip of the rod straight against my skull. In that moment, everything goes white. I feel my body buck, feel my muscles spasm and my head jerk against Orlom's grip on my hair. I can't breathe, can't move, can't think. I don't even realize I'm screaming until my vocal cords spasm cut off my voice. I don't realize I've bit off my tongue until the blood starts bubbling between my lips. It's boiling and frothing, dark red foam fizzling from my nose. My eyes are stewing, melting down two gooey... Not gooey eggs! No, not the eggs! I'm sorry. I wonder for a moment if my brain is frying, probably. Then the white turns to black. This is all my fault. Yeah, so in other words, y'all apologizing bitches, stop apologizing. Just joking. Unfortunately, you were fried, yeah. But hey, maybe you'll taste even better now. Probably. Would you like to restart? Yeah. I kind of had a feeling it was the worst choice, but like... I don't know. I'm obsessed with eggs, but this is just horrifying. I've accepted we're toast. Yeah, we are. We're just gonna take it. Poor thing. I feel bad for them. Like, I do. I think what's kind of crazy is that, like, I understand it. Like, I get it. Like, I get where everybody's head is, and I understand how fucking complicated it is. So it's not, like, an easy thing of just being like, no, Orlom bad, Orlom bad, Orlom bad. Like, and it's not even as simple as going, no, Genzo's definitely in the wrong here. He's definitely in the wrong. Like, I think going from that approach isn't, like, helpful in any way, because it's like, we're all wrong and right simultaneously all the time in our own lives, and we've, like, screwed over people, and it's never justification for, like, just, you know, getting fried or eaten or anything crazy. But it's like, I can understand the anger being like so much, you know, and like I said, we've gone through this before. I want to like everybody, so I do choose to like everybody, even if they all have very deep-seated issues. Yeah, Orlom is a little weird. It's hard not to like Orlom, to be honest. Oh god. If I skipped over something, I'm so sorry. My nerves twitch and pop. My heart beats in erratic, arrhythmic cadences, and my vision blurs in and red and white. Oh, God. Hot. Yeah, my head feels so hot. I feel something dribbling out of my ears. It pulls in the folds of my cartilage, leaves bloody... How? Like... I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not even gonna ask! And my hair is sizzling, sparking. It sticks up almost whimsically as coils of steam drift up and away from my scalp. Orlom tut-tuts behind me. I take that back. He might only have one more after that. Genzo is a wreck. The guards are practically holding him aloft now, keeping him from collapsing into the floor. His shoulders lurch upward in noiseless sobs. Orlom, listen to me, please. I'll do anything. You could do whatever you want to me. Anything you fucking want. This seems to catch Orlom's attention. He stops. Takes a few slinking steps towards Genzo, nose pointed upwards and finger tracing his lower lip. Orlom is sympathetic, but the fact that he's violent towards Iggy just to torture Genzo is pretty messed up. Yeah, but, like, it works. Like, it's just, if anything, it's just smart, because, like, we saw him actually torture Genzo last time, and it was not very successful, because Genzo's like, kill me, I don't give a fuck, as long as it doesn't hurt Iggy. And, like, this is the best way to fucking hurt Genzo. So, like, yeah, it's smart, and it's really fucked up. It's really messed up. But it's also so, like, kind of cathartic from, like a tragedy romance perspective, if I'm gonna even go there, because it's like, it's nice to see how much Genzo cares about Iggy, like, you know, even if this is all awful or whatever, it's like, I'm still trying to enjoy the romance part of it a little bit, you know, which says more about me. Maybe it's coping, but I stick with it. I said what I said. Romeo and Juliet, who? Genzo and Iggy. Oh, anything, is it? Genzo just nods, tears and snot forming twin waddles between his nose and chin. It's excellent, yeah. I have to admit, that is a tempting offer. Orlom's hands go to his hips. He seems to be mulling this over. After all, why break you beyond repair once I could break you piece by piece and watch the hope fade from your eyes again and again and again? All right, Danganronpa, relax. He snickers, biting down on the tips of his fingers in growing glee, then jerks back to attention and snaps his fingers pointed towards the door. The guards respond by lugging Genzo back up to his feet and marching him out of the room. Then he turns back to me and motions again towards the remaining guards. Take him down for now. I may need him again later. Okay, so this is our chance to escape while he's doing whatever he's doing to Genzo, which probably also isn't great. It's not much, but it's a chance. I barely register as the two guards who mangled me early. Mangled? I don't know what that word is. I keep saying it wrong and I'm sorry. Unlock the cuffs and pull my arms free. Jerk the gag from my mouth. The skin of my right wrist doesn't want to unstick itself from the iron, and it's oh god! And it stretches with a sickening pop before snapping free. I didn't need that. I didn't need that. It's the I would rather burn myself than let you get touched by the fire kind of thing. Man, everyone's got it out for poor Eggs. Yeah. I don't know how long I lie there. My body feels cold now. Chills running up and down my spine along my arms and legs. I don't move. Every once in a while, a muscle somewhere gives a little twitch and my body jerks. The 3 spots where he hit me with that thing have gone completely numb. Skin red, blistered, peeling, melting into the surrounding cloth. And I always get to this point. Not always. This has only happened one other time before. But it's like you get to this point on the route where it's like, we're so fucked up already that, like, even if we were to survive this, even if we were all to just go back home, like, the trauma alone wouldn't be worth living through, you know what I mean? It's like that, this is really fucked up way to put it, but, like, I listen to, like, a lot of true crime stuff, and like, you hear these horror stories, obviously, of, like, people attempting to murder people, and then, like, they don't succeed, but they, like, damage them significantly, and they suffer, like, brain traumas and all these other, like, awful, PTSD, like, all this, like, crazy shit afterward, and have to go through extensive therapy, and, like, they can never live normally again, and it's like, is surviving even the best thing that can happen to you at that point? Because it's like, it just seems to get worse, and that's what I think in these situations. It's like, oh yeah, sure, they live and they go back, like, it's not going to be happily ever after in my mind. Like, that's why, in a sense, having this multiple act thing and them going through it and then hopefully saying the right things and doing the right things will get them closer to getting to an actual happy ending and less emotional and physical damage along the way. Maybe I'm gonna die. Maybe. I don't want to die. Yeah, I don't want you either, but I think of Genzo. Think of lying together with him in that bed. The warmth of his arms as he held me. My eyes grow warm again, warm and salty. But somehow the tears don't come. Only the sting. Ugh. The clenching pain in my throat and chest and heart. Where is he now? What's happening to him? Yeah, I don't like not knowing what's going on with him. Also, this isn't spoilers. I just think it's pertinent since you're about to finish this arc. The side game, Save the Last Dance, is what Orlam and Genzo are doing during this scene. Okay. See, I thought it was in an earlier scene, so I'm glad that you summed that up. That makes sense, is what Orlam and Genzo are doing during that scene. You can play it whenever. I've actually played it before I played Our Wonderland. It was the thing that, like, made me actually want to play Art Wonderland, so thank you for clearing that up. I knew it was in Act 2 somewhere, I just didn't know exactly where. So that's great. But it's actually nice to have that knowledge going in, because players wouldn't have had that at all. They would have, unless they just talk about it later. Is he thinking of me too? I cough, gag. Yeah. Okay, so I wonder which part is canon, though, because there are multiple endings to that. And again, I don't need confirmation. But there are multiple endings, and, like, Genzo kills him, or he kills Genzo. Assuming everything's gonna go wrong here, I'm gonna just throw this out and be like, okay, Genzo's probably gonna die, so... Fuck. Brown drool hangs from the side of my mouth, a gooey sinew. It feels like it's been hours already, but maybe it's only been a few minutes. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I duck in and out of consciousness a few times. That's when I hear it. It'll be obvious which one. Okay, good. A clatter from down the hall, the hollow sound of iron on iron. I narrow my eyes, try to hone in on the noise. Then footsteps. Fast. Running. A scuffle. It's right outside the door now. That sound again. Something clanging, ringing, echoing, a fleshy rip. Then a slump. More clatters. A key turns into the lock. Oh. I didn't realize how much time passed. Okay, I think I know which ending it was. I look up against his stumbles. Inside, his eyes are wide and strained, and his face, his neck, the front of his jacket, everything is stained red. He lurches. Somehow this isn't better. Again, Iggy falls down beside me. I killed him, Iggy. Yeah, his voice catches warbles. He swallows hard. I killed him. He looks at me, haunted and panicked. I didn't mean to. It just happened. I had to. He brings his hand to his face, clutching at his cheeks. When he pulls them away, I see him cringe, squint, wipe at his tears and blood. Whole lot of ketchup. Yeah, he was just hungry. He just, like, ate himself to tears. I need to get you out of here, he finally says. And when his arms go around me, pulling me up, I feel him shaking and trembling against me. Come on. He hauls me up and onto his back, the normal scent of his jacket against my nose now stagnant with the smell of blood. I took out all of them I came across. Hopefully we can make it out. I ain't counting on it, buddy. He stumbled. Jerry's gonna be on her ass. I'm still stuck on Jerry. I don't know who the fuck Jerry is, and I don't know why one rabbit has a name, and then all the other ones don't have names, and I'm gonna be stuck on that for way too fucking long. It's not even that funny. It's... I'm coping. Still trying to get me balanced across his back. I see the dead rabbit just on the other side, hopefully not Jerry, slumped against the wall. A bloody spear lies next to him, its tip decorated with hair and other gooey matter. I look away. Then we're moving down the hallway, slow at first, then faster as Genzo picks up speed. Jerry is a nice name. Door after door. One more rabbit. Two more rabbits. His footsteps echoing down the empty hallway, around the corner, past an intersection of corridors. He suddenly slows down and hesitates. He shifts me up again. Gidget's still alive as well. I don't know if she's going to come back, but it would feel very fitting if she did. And I feel his muscles grow taut. Oof. I glance inside the open door on her left, just barely catching a glimpse of Orlam on the bed inside the room. R.I.P. Orlam! His chest and throat are flayed, barely recognizable, in blood, so much blood staining his face, his clothes, the bed, the floor. I look away, push my face harder into Genzo's back, and he moves forward without a word. I mean, not much for conversation. The fact Genzo seems to be really upset, not that he killed another person for Iggy's sake, since it seems like he would have been willing to do that when he threatened Skidget earlier in the arc, but that specifically killed Orlam, especially if you consider, yeah, I really want to know more about their past relationship, and I'm sure we're going to learn more about it. And I feel like it's gonna really hurt. This game must hurt a lot, like, when you go back over everything with, like, your current knowledge, I imagined, like, if you're all the way... like if you're caught up, basically. Because I feel like a lot of stuff is sewed early on for later. That's just my guess. Get wrecked, Orla! And at the bottom, we step out into the main hall. The front door, it's there. But as Genzo takes a step towards it, a sudden shout makes him freeze. We both look down the far... Who the fuck is it? Oh, it's a group of rabbits. Okay. See, I'm just waiting for Gidget or fucking Buxley's ass to show up, and I'm gonna be so mad. This spurs Genzo into action. Using strength even he probably didn't know he had, he sprints towards the door and slams his knee into the wood to kick it open. I think it's really telling, especially after playing, say, The Last Dance. Genzo is dishonest in a lot of ways. But whether it's a figment of my imagination or is beyond caring, he doesn't acknowledge it. He pushes us the rest of the way out, past the heaving threshold and into the open air of the castle garden. We're out. We're out. Of the castle, not out of Wonderland. But Genzo doesn't stop here. He keeps sprinting, past the bushes and trees and fountains, past the towering castle walls, past the bridge and the moat and the path towards the village. He shifts left and starts towards the distant trees, away from civilization and any chance of running into more guards. I can feel him straining beneath me. His breath is coming out as short, ragged bursts, and his heart is pounding through his back and against my cheek like a jackhammer. Once we're near the trees, and there's still no sign of any guards behind us, I give Genzo's shoulder a little squeeze, and he stops. I slide off, holding onto his arm for a moment, until I find my balance. You sure you can walk? Genzo gasps out. He takes this opportunity to bend over, his hands to his knees as he gulps in air. I think so. I need a drink. Not me acting like I just ran and stabbed a person. I need a drink. This is really hard for me. I think so, I say, though even I'm not sure. My body feels stiff and numb, almost like it's not even there. Genzo wipes at his face, the sweat smearing the blood across his cheeks. Come on, he finally says and grabs my hand. I curl my fingers between his as we begin to walk. We half jog further into the trees, into the woods, and the safety of the leaves. It's cooler in here, cool and dark. Yeah, until you enter that place with all the dolls. We press forward, moving quickly enough that I don't have a chance to look around, but not quickly enough that I miss the cloying tingle of unease run up and... Yep, there's something off about the air here. Yep, heavy almost. Weighing down on my shoulders and making it difficult to catch my breath. Iggy! I swear I hear that sound of my own name, like a whisper through the leaves. I stop, look around, squint through the trees. What is it? Genzo asks. But I see nothing, and I hear nothing more. I give my head a frustrated shake. Nothing. Genzo gives my hand a squeeze. It's warm and comforting, the only source of warmth in this entire forest. Oh, come on, let's try to get to the other side of these trees. I'll feel more comfortable once we put some distance between us and those rabbits. You won't feel more comfortable when you see Buxley's bitch ass with an axe. I nod, and then we're moving forward again, walking swiftly, dodging branches and errant roots, moving in and out between the trees, but the chill only seems to worsen, to the point that the hair on my arms, the hair I still have left on the back of my neck, thank you for that detail, begins to stand straight up with tiny prickles of disquietude. That's when I hear it. The sound of an axe on wood. Yep, somebody's felling trees. And close by, too. The further we travel, the louder it gets, almost as though it's all around us and everywhere. Genzo, I whisper. But all of a sudden he stops. Oh, wait! No, we still kind of remember, so maybe we could, dodge it this time? But all of a sudden he stops and I feel his hand tighten around mine. Bucks? It is Bucks. Not more than 20 feet in front of us. Oh, she sees us. Hacking away at a tree with an axe. There's already a pile of logs at her feet. But something's off. Hey, Bucks! Genzo starts. You're here after all. His voice trails off as though suddenly afraid to answer to his question. Bucks takes another whack at the tree, her axe sticking in the wood. She stops, silent for a moment, then jerks it back out. She stands up straight, somehow taller even than I remember. Dude, I hate her so much. I'm sorry, I do. I'm sorry if that hurts some Bucks fans right now, but, she's gonna need some serious work. Then turns towards us. Need some wood, do you? Genzo tries again. Her eyes are dark. She doesn't even blink. Instead, her head cocks to the side as she studies us. What are you doing here? She finally asks, but her voice is scarcely recognizable. It's low and breathy, almost like a growl rolling off her tongue. Ugh. Genzo must rethink his approach because he takes a step backwards with a nervous chuckle. Actually, we were just, passing through. Didn't mean to bother you. We'll be going now, so you can just keep chopping away. Genzo, I say with a shuddered gasp, tugging back on his arm. You're here to take me back, aren't you? No, we don't want you. Bucks takes a step towards us. I can see the muscles of her arms grow taut, bulging out against the skin as her hand tightens around the handle of the axe. No, we're not. You just, keep doing what you're doing. Hunar sent you, didn't he? I knew he would. He never let me have any peace and quiet. She lurches towards us. 1 step, 2 steps. And we respond with an equal number of steps backward. No idea what you're talking about. Hunar's got nothing to do with this. Honestly, we were just going on, or what? Why can't you just leave me alone? She charges. And in that instant, Genzo pushes me out of the way. A sudden sense of deja vu rushes over me as I feel ground rushing up, up, up. Then there's a hollow, woody thud, and I see Bucks's axe stuck in the bark of a nearby tree. She tugs at it with a grunt, her eyes flashing. We don't need any more provocation. We run. Yeah. Hearts thudding, breath panicked, shoes beating against the hard dirt. We shoot. Just push her off the edge like we did last time. Genzo's hand tight around mine and pulling me faster and faster. I could barely comprehend what's happening. Also, hi, Gray. We're going through it, but we got a kiss. And it was nice. It was nice while it lasted. Everything rushing past at the speed of light. My legs struggling to keep up. Get away, get away, get away. My mind repeats the mantra again and again, in time with my feet pounding against the ground. I can hear her behind us, hear the terrifying swish of her axe as she cuts up the branches and leaves. I'll be for real, Bucks needs a big redemption arc for me too! Cause the baby thing fucks me up every time, dude. That was, when I learned about that plot point, that inciting incident, and I realized she fucking brought the baby here, I was, already just okay, she's on my shit list, for real. Because that's a crazy, stupid-ass thing to do. If it was just her, and I realized she needed the baby to get in the Wonderland, okay? But she didn't even need to come here. But, that's a whole other thing. She just needs to grow the fuck up, on a real note. And, every time I think about how immature she is, it just pisses me off. It's really just that, more than anything. I try to focus on Genzo as I feel the muscles of my legs grow tired, weak, and numb, and wobbling in their incessant forward sprint. Suddenly, Genzo stops. It happens so quickly I'm unable to slow down, and I go careening directly into his back. We stumble forward. It's a hill. First, Genzo goes down, toppling down onto the leaf-strewn slope. Then I follow, hitting the ground hard, rolling and rolling, branches biting into my skin and rocks cracking against my bone. Ew. Again and again, slamming it into the ground, world spinning around me. Where is this? When I finally slowed down in my tumble and opened my eyes, I found myself at the side of a cliff, only a few feet around, spilling straight over the side into a rocky landing far, far below. I suck in my breath, scoot away from the edge. Genzo grabs my shoulders and pulls me back, his hands jerking me up to my feet. His fingers are trembling. Footsteps. Behind us. She's there. Of course. We both turn to see her limping towards us, her feet dragging, her axe swinging. The very air around her seems warped like the air above asphalt on a hot day. Genzo, I say again, because there's nothing else to say. Oh! Are we gonna get an animated scene with two of us now? Oh no. Don't sacrifice yourself for us, I swear to God! I'll kill you before you could take me back. Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm just watching. I'm just waiting for something really bad to happen. Uh-oh. I wonder for what we're gonna wish for this time. Oh. Saving the music for that, though, was really smart. Damn, okay, I didn't want to watch this much! Oh, alright. Yeah, me. Me as fuck. Oh no! Not the romantic montage! This is good for a tragedy, though, when you look at it that way. Iggy beat her ass. It doesn't matter what you do, just beat her ass, it doesn't matter. Just do anything. Claw her eyes out, yeah. Get her ass! Oh shit, he's going into sicko mode! Yeah! Okay! Let's go! Chop her up! Chop her up! Chop her up! Bucks bits. I'm proud of Iggy. Yeah! You know what? This is already better than the last time. Yeah! Woo! Feels good, man. Feels good. Doesn't feel good for our boyfriend to die, but it feels good for this, honestly. Worth it. I'm just joking. Iggy was always a fight person, but suddenly he became a fight person. Yeah! I'm gonna cry. I'm so proud of my boy. But now what? I guess we're just gonna wish that we didn't exist again. Or wish that we die with Genzo, I guess. Imagine if I streamed this on Valentine's. I mean, it's romantic as fuck. Like, Bloody Valentine 2024. My king. What gonna happen now? I mean... Wait, what's happening? The rock bite at my knees as I crawl across the dirt. It's soggy beneath my fingers, soggy and warm. And the smell, it's everywhere, dripping down my arms, curling up into my nasal cavity. I fight the urge to retch even as I feel the bile rise to the back of my throat. Genzo. Genzo's lying face down in the gravel. He's not moving. Of course he's not moving. His insides are falling out all over the ground. My throat hitches. I hope he's dead and that he doesn't make, like, a speech. I don't want a sad. Like, just let him be dead. Every time I look away and then come back, it's the worst fucking thing ever. That's our Wonderland, just sum up. Killing one of your besties to avenge your lover is romantic as fuck. Real. His intestines fell on the process. Fuck. I need to fix this. Oh, don't wish him back to life! Don't you fucking dare. That would be the worst. The red maw across his stomach threatening to swallow my hands. Dirt and who knows what else goes with them, but I don't care. I just need to get them back inside. Oh. I pull him up and into my lap. They deserve better. Iggy's no good. Very bad day. Yeah. If you had a bad day. Okay, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Jesus. I could feel his brain through the soggy folds in his hair. He doesn't look like he's sleeping. He looks like he's fucking dead. Yeah, that's an incredible line. Whoever spread that old wives' tale is a fucking liar. Well, I mean, I'm sure they didn't get their intestines drawn out, yeah. I close my eyes, let out a shuddered breath. I don't even realize I'm rocking back and forth, a strange, half-melodic hum buzzing on my lips. If it's gonna be sad music, I can't take it. It hurts. Fuck, it hurts. My heart feels like it's splitting in two. Mine too. My chest feels like it's stabbed with an ice pick again and again and again. I've never felt pain like this before. Make it stop. I clench my eyes shut so hard I can feel them pounding. Make it stop. Iggy, what do you wish for? I'm really curious to see what he's gonna wish for. Maybe this is why. This is why I've never tried to get close to anyone. Because I know it'll end in pain. I mean, maybe, but not like this. The 30-year-old loser virgin that pushes away anyone who shows any ounce of affection. Bro, no. It's fine. Who's too scared they'll find out who he really is? Then he's not normal. What do you want, Iggy? Fuck, I really fucked up things this time, haven't I? No, honestly, I felt like you did a good job this time around. You were really vulnerable, which is more than you did the first time around, and I'm sure you'll do better with each go-around. Why can't I do anything right? I mean, to be fair, I am playing you, and I can't do anything right, so you can blame me on that one. Guilty, I'll take the brunt of that, that's fair. I mean, you killed Buxley, you did good work. I'm a complete wreck, nah. And now because of me, Genzo's dead. I should never have called him. Never have gone to his shop. No, never have fallen for him. Maybe then he could have made it out this whole thing alive. Yeah, but he'd be so sad. What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? Like, legit, I feel like Genzo would be happier to die by Iggy's side than he would just to live without Iggy, period. And that's romantic as fuck. Jesus fucking Christ, it hurts. Hurts so good. What do I wish for? I wish for the pain to fucking stop, yeah. You can do that, can't you? Stop the pain? I was better off before. Before I thought I had a chance at happiness. Before I allowed myself to feel anything. Now all I feel is pain. My heart hurts so bad. I just thought just now, the wish that he made on Act 1, and I'm still caught up on this, it might not even fucking matter in the grand scheme of things, but like, maybe he wished himself out of existence and that is true, but then maybe this is multiple string theory, and so that there are multiple Iggies and only one Iggy's gonna get like a happy ending. Which, I mean, that's kind of fucked, but it might just be how it goes, man. My heart hurts so bad. I can't take it anymore. I'd do anything to make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it... So he just wished for it to stop? I mean, that's a wish. Not very specific, but... Oh, wow, it really did end like that. You know, I'm gonna be really real, and this might really be surprising considering how much I enjoyed this arc. I honestly think the ending is fine. Like, I don't feel like it hurt as much as the first one did for me. And I can't really explain that. I think it's more just like the self-defeatist part of Iggy was probably the worst. Like, losing a loved one. I'm glad that he, like, it's better to love and have lost than to never love at all, in my head. So, like, maybe that's just a me thing. Maybe I'm fucked up. But, I don't know. It really just served as, like, a really good tragic romance. And obviously I would love for them to, like, have their own happy domestic life, married and with a dog or something. But obviously that's not the kind of reality we're going to get here in Wonderland. At least not for a while. So I'm fine with that. And honestly, Buxley dying legit was good, and I was very happy with that, and I'm still reeling off of that, to be honest. And I had a great time the whole time, even with the Orlom thing going on, and then the context of Save the Last Dance. Like, this is a really fucking good route. Like, this is good arc, super solid, way better than Act 1, and I really already loved Act 1. I'm excited, because apparently Act 3 and 4 are completely different. So I don't know what to expect. We're going to start Act 3 and see how far we can get in, because we're only halfway through the stream. And I'm excited that I'm not just stopping here, but if I had to, I feel like I don't know, I'm sleeping well tonight. That wasn't that bad. Well, I think that Iggy actually received a lot of self-acceptance in the ending. Even the final climax felt a bit triumphant. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's why the first one hurt me so much, because it felt like Iggy didn't really make any progress. And to the point where, like, he was so defeatist that he was just like, I am responsible for everybody's downfall, and this is why this happened. And which is a perfect ending for the first arc out of 5. Like it's good from a writing perspective, but it hurts because of that. Like, it hurts so fucking much. Like, I was legit just like, oh my god, like, that sucks. That sucks so bad. And, like, I love Genzo, and I don't want to see him die or anything, obviously. But, like, he didn't leave Genzo alone. You know, they were in love. They did, like, express their feelings. They did have good times. You know, like, I'm sorry, Genzo. Fuck. Like, and it hurts. Don't get me wrong, it fucking hurts. But it doesn't hurt to the same extent that the first one did, for me specifically. I don't know how the other ones are going to differ in those ways. I'm really excited. I don't know what to expect at this point at all. I didn't know what to expect with that either. Like, I knew things were going to repeat because Carrot said that they were going to, but I didn't realize. And I love the added context of the first route, because I already liked the first route, so... But after you play Arc 2, there's, like, no sense in playing Arc 1 anymore. In my head, obviously. Like, obviously you have to because it's the first one. But, like, if given the chance, like, this is the superior one. And it, like, improves it in every way. And it's great. I'll have to try something else. Yeah. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep trucking. We're in it to win it, boys. I think I'm gonna take a quick something else. Something else to... But even as my brain attempts to latch on to the fleeting sense of something very important, something I don't want to forget, it's gone. Replaced by the dull... Yep, that trash bin again and again. Okay, so we're in Arc 3 now, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to take a quick pee break. I suggest you guys do the same. I will not be very long, because I'm really excited to hop right back into it. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I couldn't stay very long at all. I was like, okay, gotta pee. Gotta get a drink. I was thinking, so, predictions, not that I have much to go off of, but I'm thinking we're gonna learn more about Gidget this time, which I'm actually very excited about, because I want to know more about Gidget. Like, I want to explore the inner workings of her brain a little bit. I want to know why she likes Iggy so much. I want to know why Iggy likes her, because, like, on Act 1, he confesses to, like, liking her, like, and actually, like, seeing a future with her, which I think is very interesting. And, like, we don't really know anything about her other than she's a yandere crazy person, but obviously that's just the Wonderland version of her. I think she's also the person or the friend that we have, like, the least interactions with before everything starts. Maybe not least is the right word. I just feel like we don't see much of the real her at all. Like, she's always putting up a front. She's always putting up a mask. So I'm really excited to see what's going on there. And then also, I want to say this because this is, like, I know this. I know that Gidget ends up non-binary, I'm pretty sure. And that they go by they, them pronouns eventually. And, like, obviously they're going by she, her currently. And until then, I'll probably just do that and, like, use the same pronouns that Iggy uses for her. But exploring the gender dysphoria there and trying to understand how we get from where we are now to that. And then, obviously, I really was interested in the flashbacks between Iggy and how he kind of treated her poorly from time to time, and then like how that might have contributed it, but then like even through that she still really liked him. So I don't know, it's gonna be really interesting. I'm super intrigued of learning more about the other characters, because I feel like we really get Genzo right now. Like we got it, we understand Genzo through and through at the moment, outside of the Orlam specific stuff. So I'm really excited to just learn about the characters we don't know that much about yet, and I'm excited to learn more about Orlam, of course, but I feel like that's just like an endless pit. But why would I? I hear her stop, pick whatever it is up, then toss it back inside the bin. I try not to scroll past too much, because I'm sure some lines here will repeat, but apparently a lot of it is different later. Thank you for the follow, Rachel. How are you? We just went through a lot of pain just then, and we're on Act 3 of this game, and I'm speculating and going through a lot, but we're having fun. If nothing else, it's horror, it's pain, but it's fun. So why does it feel so empty? I'm doing great. Like I said, pain, but doing great. We're having fun. We're making the best of a bad situation. Everybody's being my moral support here, because I am not the biggest horror fan in the world. Not because horror is bad. Horror as a genre is great. I just like am super sensitive. I'm super squeamish. I can't stay for long, but I wanted to check in. No problem. Just stay as long as you want. Lurk. Just dropping by and giving a follow is a lot. I appreciate it very much. A strange feeling of loneliness is tugging at my chest, as though I've lost something important. Yeah, something I don't know if I'll ever get back to. I hope you do, babe. I do. Like, if you... Look, if we don't get it in this game, we'll get it in all the spin-offs, because Carrot loves Genzo, so, and so do we. Sigh. Chew on the inside of my cheek. Then reach over at my glasses on the bedside table and lob them across my nose. You know that feeling, like when you know how you have a really good dream, and you like... Let's just be real. You fall in love with somebody in your dream, like the mystery man person or whomever in your dream, and then you wake up and you feel like you've lost them, or like you have a baby in your dream and then you feel like you've lost them. I like that we're incorporating those like real life feelings of like deja vu, having gut feelings, you know, those very intense dreams that feel so real. Is like, and then adding this horror aspect to it. It's like, are you living the same life, but it's different slightly every time, and then you're just reliving those in your brain? Like, that's too deep. But like, it's interesting to add some horrific aspects to those very human things. My favorite kind of dream. Me too. I'd be falling in love. I'd be having a great... And I'm a married woman. And I'd still be like, hell yeah. That's so bad. Yes, gosh, I fall in like someone in my dream. Yes, and it feels like something was missing after. Oh, it's so hard. It's so bad. It's okay. I wander off towards the kitchen to start the coffee pot. Despite the dull heaviness weighing down on my heart. Oh, maybe I really did drink too much yesterday. It's making my head all weird. Once the coffee is percolating, I don't know. That's stupid to laugh at that. I empty the last of my, yeah, this is the same. Mid-slurp and to look around again. Why does it feel so strange? Why does staring down into my slowly marbling milk make twinges of tears? Oh, he's really feeling it. God damn. I didn't realize how much of it was going to seep over here. I'm like your guys' dreams. I'm always dying in my dreams. I mean, I have those too. I have very vivid dreams thanks to my sleep medication. And I have like weird ass dreams a lot of the time. If only we can meet in dreams. Yeah, let's all just hang out in our dream world. I shake my head. I don't have time for this. I finish up the snappers and head for the bathroom. But I like that he's feeling like that feeling. Because he really loved him, man. But then again, when don't I? Hush, you. Stop with this negative self-talk. Before pulling away, I take another look at my eyes. At least they're not pushed in anymore. Lined with bruises, but of course they're not. Why would they be? Man, every time, it still gets me. The thoughts make me shiver, and I spend an extra moment just scrubbing at the skin beneath my eyes. I'll fix you, Eggy. I spin around. Damn, is this one gonna just be like he remembers so much that it's like, okay, I'm going insane? Like, cause that would be interesting, but of course there's no one there. Why would anyone be there? I'm starting to lose it. The coffee is ready by the time I step back out. I wonder how much this is gonna actually play out later. Like, is he just gonna have memories of all the past things that he did? And then gonna be like, whoa, that was crazy. But at least this time's good. Yeah, like, I have no idea how that's gonna go. But even as I grab it and start to head for my desk, I find myself just not wanting to work. I don't blame you. Fuck it. Call out. I have to work. No, I have deadlines, projects due. I'm just joking. No, that's important. I stare at my monitor until my vision starts to blur, then walk back into the kitchen. Are you going to call someone? I'll work eventually. Maybe I'll just take a little time first to clear my head? That's a good idea. I sit down at my kitchen table, hands perfectly curled around my mug, and wait. 1 sip. 2 sips. I stare at the wall. Stare at the grease mottled front of my microwave. I like that this is kind of the opposite, too, because when you end Act 1 and you guys Act 2, you feel, like, better because the end of Act 1 was so fucking awful, and then at least Act 2, it's like, oh, okay, we get to hang out with Genzo, we get to have fun, like, things are better, so you go from the worst you can, and then you go up, and then here you're like, it was pretty good, it was, like, really good for a long while, went down, and now we're, like, really down, you know? Like, I like that roller coaster-ass storytelling we're doing. Stare at my fridge and take out menus, held askew with developer joke ascribe magnets. 3 sips. What am I waiting for? I don't know. But I'm definitely waiting for something. My mind drifts to Genzo for some reason. I wonder what he's doing now. Is he at his shop? Yeah, I guess he's still gonna come with us to Wonderland each time, though, right? Is he gonna have, like, weird feelings for him, like, this time around? I'm speculating so much. Now I have so many questions. Something inside of me really wants to see him right now. Me too. But thinking about it sets off a mini alarm bell in the... Oh, no! He's not gonna want to bring him this time! Oh, God. Is that why it's so different? Because we don't bring Genzo this time? Oh, that's sad. But I get it. If he has that gut feeling it's a horrible idea to bring him, then yeah. So I give myself a shake, snap myself out of it, and go back to my staring. I don't know why, but I feel so demotivated. Doing anything seems like a chore. Yeah, I don't blame you. And I just feel empty. At that moment, my phone goes off. Fuck, shit. The sudden noise about gives me a heart attack, and my jolt of surprise, I splash hot coffee up onto my hand. God fucking... I managed to answer it anyway. Nursing, is it just Hunar? Yeah. Hey, Hunar, what's up? I asked without even confirming the name on the caller ID, because he didn't look, and he just remembers it. But that sound that comes through the receiver doesn't match my jovial tone. Sobs, hairy sniffles, a cough. Hunar, he's crying. Iggy. Oh shit. Right. This is... I bring a hand to my forehead, massaging the deepened crevices. It's Bucks, isn't it? My insides start to twist. The triggers, another cough from Hunar. How did you... But then he must have decided it doesn't matter because he continues all the same. I don't know what to do, Iggy. She's gone. I hear his voice crack through the receiver. She took Sadie. There's no sign of them anywhere. I've called. I shake my head trying to recollect my thoughts. I'm having trouble figuring out what to say. Did she say anything? Last night? Hunar's voice shakes. Nothing. We had a bit of an argument, but by that time we went to sleep, things were mostly fine again. And I didn't wake up once. Sadie, she never cried. He pauses, and I can hear him swallow. I have a really bad feeling, Iggy. Something's not right. Something's happened. And because this is good too, because Iggy's not like just being like, it's fine, doesn't matter, and like suppressing those feelings. He's actually getting more out of Hunar. We're getting more information. You know, this could be helpful, maybe. I don't know. I ran a hand through my hair. You feel that way because you're nervous and scared, and I'm sure things are fine. No, they're not. But even I'm not convinced by it. Yeah, I feel sick. Maybe something came up. Maybe her parents called or something, and there was some kind of emergency. I hear Hunar sniff through the phone. It's been hours now. I don't know what to do. I rub up my face, my eyes, trying to stay focused on Hunar. What do I say? What can I say? I'm sorry, Hunar. I really don't know what else to do. I'll keep calling her, though. If we all keep trying, I'm sure one of us will finally get through. I'm sure. I cringe, but continue. Everything's fine. The line is quiet for a moment, then soft as a whisper. Okay. He sounds so despondent. I don't blame him. Keep me updated, okay? Sure. Then the line goes dead. I bring my hand down with a sigh, staring down at the brightly lit display on my phone. I could have handled that better. Maybe next time, Iggy. But somehow, I can't help but feel that it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah, that's fair. As the quiet return... she's already in there at this point, so it doesn't matter. It gnaws at my insides like a rat trying to escape. All of a sudden, I just really need to hear someone's voice. And not only that, I can try again. Try again? Try what again? I start scrolling through my contacts. Yeah, maybe I can call someone. But who? It's not like I've got a lot of choices. My thumb pauses over Genzo's name. No. I shake my head. No. And I love the organic ass moving from one character to the next. I love that explanation. He doesn't want to bring Genzo because it feels wrong to bring Genzo, because when he brought Genzo, it all went wrong. Which is fair, and I'm sure that won't really change this time around. Or maybe, I don't know. And I don't blame him for wanting to protect Genzo, and that's great. And so we get to spend time with somebody else. He's like, it feels bad to bring Genzo, but somebody else will be better. Someone I haven't tried yet. Call Orlam? Huh? I thought this was the Gidget part. Wait, are we gonna call Orlam and he's not gonna answer? How fucked up would that be? I'll need to check this game out later. The writing is incredible. This game is incredible. If you like horror and queer romance, I highly, 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 highly super recommend it. Like, this is your sign to do it if you ever get the chance. But it's pain and suffering, so keep that in mind. But if not, you can always watch my VODs on YouTube. Have fun playing. I gotta go back to Google Docs. Have fun. Stay strong. I hope you have good times writing. Stay strong. Orlam! I am so surprised. Okay, fuck it, whatever. I scrolled down to Orlam's name in the list. Normally, I'd be hard-pressed to call Orlam about, well, anything. But somehow it feels different this time. I can't explain it. Almost like something needs me to call him. So with only a moment of hesitation... I mean, maybe some things will be improved if Orlam just doesn't have a bunch of bunny fuckers running around. I'll definitely play this and or your VOD. No problem. I just wanted to plug myself for a second. So with only a moment of hesitation, I jab my thumb against the screen and watch as the cheerful phone icon starts to bounce. What the fuck does this motherfucker have to say? I'm excited no matter what. I'm really excited to just go into Wonderland, which is fucking Orlam. I can't even imagine what that's gonna be like. What is going to happen? I bring the phone to my ear, think about what I'm gonna say. What am I gonna say? I'm gonna ask about Bucks, of course, but what else would I ask about? You could maybe show some interest in him for once? Ooh. Okay. The Jiminy Cricket got sass. I grimace. True. I call him for the first time in like forever, only to jump straight into concern over someone else. Yeah. That would certainly paint me in a sympathetic... Yeah, just hang out with him for a little bit and then bring it up. I get so lost in my own back and forth preparation that I don't even realize no one's picking up until the line switches. Fuck, he really isn't gonna answer us this time. God damn it, Orlam. I blink. Pull the phone away. Weird. Guess he's not around? Time to call Gidget, I guess. The digital voice on the line tells me to leave my messages after the beep. And in semi-panic, I blurt out, "Hey, Orlam, call me back, Kay." I hit the end call button, then wince. Did I really need to leave a message, and one like that to boot? I didn't even say while I was calling. It's fine, he won't care. Well, whatever. I'm sure you could be as weird as you fucking want, Iggy, with Orlam. Like, I don't think he's gonna judge you. At least he should call me back now. I run a hand through my hair with a sigh and trudge back over. If nothing else, Orlam never judges us, and I think that's great. I mean, he kind of did there, but that's Wonderland. Orlam, he seemed chill with us. Like, he doesn't know, okay? Guess I could try to work. Head's a bit all over the place, but that's not something my clients are going to care about. Might as well try to focus as much as I can. I plop down at my desk and snap my headphones over my ears. Now let's see what I can get done. Once I find my groove, time passes quickly. 1 hour, 2 hours. I yawn and sit back with a stretch, gazing proudly upon the custom API I'd just gotten done debugging for Mr. James Addleston. It's only as my thoughts are returning to reality that I realize Orlam still hasn't called me back. This motherfucker! Answer the phone! I check my phone just in case. I somehow missed it, but nope, no calls. Okay, so he's just gonna be in Wonderland and we're just gonna go by ourselves, and then because we cared for 2 seconds, he's gonna be nice to us? I'm just joking, no. That's ridiculous. I chew on my bottom lip, brow furrowing, not caring that it may look a bit weird. I find his name on my recent calls and try him again. Still no answer. I don't leave a message this time, but the message my stomach sends me is plenty, all gurgling butterflies and hissy soda bubbles. This really doesn't seem like him. What if something happened? What if he never even made it back from the party last night? I rub at my eyes. That's ridiculous. But still, where does he live again? Are you just gonna go to his house? I swipe open my group chats. I vaguely remember him giving us all his new address when he moved. Aw, was that last year or the year before? 2.5 years? God damn, they don't give a fuck about Orlam, man. Is he just the friend in the group that people keep around just to fuck over? Because that is a thing. That is a phenomenon that happens. And it just occurred to me that he's probably just that. And, like, poor thing. I open the address in my phone map to check out the route. A bit far to walk. It's all the way over on the other side of downtown. I could take the bus, though. Get off at the Kant Street shop. Yeah, just go. Am I really doing this? Yeah! But apparently I am, because I'm already wandering off to change into a decent pair of pants and find my street. Yeah, let's go to his apartment! Time to have a little adventure. Fuck it, yeah, who cares? I'm, like, gassed right now. I don't know what to expect. Yummy! There's no response at my first knock, which makes me feel all the more ridiculous. At my second, though, I hear shuffling on the other side of the... Okay, he's still here! Okay, cool. It pops open against the lock and I see a single green eye blinking at me curiously. It shuts, then opens again, this time with the lock undone. He's so me. Aw, was he just sleeping in? Orlom stares at me as though he's never seen me before in his life. Yeah, he's probably like, where the fuck is this dude here? He never talks to me. He's an absolute mess, hair jutting out in greasy clumps, cheeks a sickly gray, and eyes sunken atop boulder-sized bags. He's wearing the same shirt as yesterday with nothing but boxers and socks beneath. Iggy? He blinks. Oh, I gotta do his voice, but not the pompous voice. I raise a hand with, I hope is a friendly wave. Hey, then when I have no idea what else to say, I called earlier. He squints, tilts his head. Then he seems to stop to attention, frantically searching his pockets. When he doesn't find what he's looking for, he throws a glance back into the apartment before returning his gaze sheepishly. I seem to have misplaced my phone. His eye twitches. Did you need something? Well, is everything okay? I guess I got worried when you didn't pick up. Another twitch. You were worried about me? He blinks. Yeah, I mean, sure. Sure, not sure. Cock a brow. You don't look so hot. Rude. Yeah, he does. He laughs, though it's more skittish than his usual laugh. Almost nervous. I'm fine, just a bit under the weather. Drank too much yesterday? I asked with a grin. He smiles, except that it's not quite a smile, more like disguising a grimace. Sure. I suddenly realize how awkward it is just standing in the doorway. Yeah, invite me in! It's, I mean, can I come inside if it's not too much trouble? His eyes oh, is this place a mess? His eyes dilate and he stands just a little bit straighter. You want to come in? Another set of blinks. He throws a hesitant glance back into his apartment, then finally steps back. Sure, go right ahead. He tries to curl an errant lock of bang behind his ear. It falls back out. I step inside. Oh, God, his place is worse than ours! And immediately met with a sordid smell. It's not awful, but it's kind of there. Damn, we should have invited him back to our place. What is this? Damp and bitter and curling up inside my nostrils as I look around. The apartment is just as much of a mess as Orlom himself. Okay, rude. I can make fun of him, Iggy, because he can't hear me. You can't do that. I mean, he can't hear you either, but like, you're gonna treat him differently. I'm just joking. Clothes piled on the floor, sheets and blankets half falling off the bed, and clutter everywhere. Empty fast food wrappers, unopened mail, weird little trinkets, bottles, cans, glasses. Even the curtains look ready to give up the ghost, half falling off the rod and leaving a crescent moon of sunlight on the opposite wall. I don't say anything, but surely it's all over my face. Aww. He's so silly. Orlom just stands there wringing his hands. Another swoop of his hands through his hair. He darts towards the bed and pushes back the tousled mess of blankets and sheets. You can, sit here. Aw, you passed the newly cleared space. I do as I'm told, mostly because I'm not sure what else to do. If I felt awkward in the door, it was nothing like what I'm feeling now. Orlom scratches his head. You want anything? I must look at him blankly. Coffee or something? Or water? I think maybe I've got some Coke, too. Oh, coffee's fine. I mean, it's no trouble. It's fine. It's great. I'll just, put a new pot on. He scratches at his arm, almost like a dog scratching at fleas. Oh. Then skitters off towards the kitchen. I stare at the entryway. He disappears into it for a few moments before redirecting my attention back to the room. It's a lot smaller than my apartment. At least I have a separate room for my bed. Though his might not seem as small without the junk everywhere. There's a desk in the opposite corner with a dusty old laptop and an empty bottle of whiskey. Piled up next to the desk are what look like 10 or 12 empty delivery boxes. I let my gaze follow the wall back and around until it meets the bulletin board hanging over the bed. In between the fast food menus are scattered postcards, strange papers, and cutouts I can't for the life of me understand the value of, and the occasional photo. One in particular catches my attention. Oh. And he treasures this friend group, though. And they treat him like shit. Like, look at Gidget side-eyeing. Like, hey. And then Hunar and Buxley looking cute in the corner. That's a shame. And damn, Iggy, okay, pose. Fucking, alright. And then, of course, Genzo. Miss you, babes. The 6 of us. The group picture we took after prom. Hunar and Bucks had been the only 2 to go to actual prom. The rest of us had just crashed the party afterwards. Our high school always held an all-night event of games. Mine did the exact same. I meant to say this last time, is that I also had an after prom, and it was exactly like this. We were locked in the gym, we had games and food, and we were there all night, and we got to, like, do competitions, and we got to, like, win prizes and stuff. I'm glad that this is, like, a tradition in other proms as well. Maybe it's, like, really, really common in America, but I really loved mine. I won, like, $50 or something, and I hung out with my friends the whole night, and it was really cool. I love after prom. I guess to keep the students from going off to party and drink on their own. I never realized that. That's actually really nice if they do that. Even though a lot of people just end up skipping it, but it was fun. We look pretty smart, even me for once, with my little sport coat. Genza's got his arms around Orlam and I's shoulders, thumbs jutting out to the sides like some kind of 90s frat boy, yeah. Genza's got her hands on her hips, looking mildly irritated at something. It's probably Genzo liking us, yeah. That's all it is. And Bucks is dying of laughter at something, practically falling over on Hunar's shoulders. Damn, does that feel like a lifetime ago? Bit of a strange night, though. I remember Genzo being super clingy for the first few hours. He snuck in some alcohol and kept making all these off-color remarks as he'd gotten progressively more wasted. Then he just had disappeared. Orlam, too. I'd been left to hang out with Gidget the rest of the night. She kept leaving unsubtle hints about how she wished she could have gone to prom, and oh, look at Dana's dress. Wouldn't it have been magical to wear something like that? And then later that night... No! Don't cut it off! I want to know what happened! Yo, this after prom has got to be, like, the biggest piece of, like, ripe information for why everybody just went off the deep end afterward. Like, it had to be. It has to be, like, they were all, you know, friends and going through shit. After prom happened, and then they all went their separate ways, and then, like, all this shit just, like, muddled and stuck with them for, like, years and years and years that they suppressed because they're like, well, we're adults now, and that was when we were kids. Dude, that's crazy. And I throw a worried glance in the direction of the kitchen. Oh, it was a hacking cough, my bad. I meant to read that part out loud. It continues for a good 10-15 seconds. Are you choking? Phlegmy convulsions that racks your whole body, and it only ends when something thuds hard against the countertop. Go see if he's all right. Wait for him. No, go see if he's all right. We're not going to ignore Orlam this time. God damn it. Like, we clearly have been abandoning this man. Worrying, getting the best of me, I dart to the kitchen entryway. Hey, everything all right in here? Orlam spins towards me in surprise, one hand to his mouth and the faint glimmer of tears in his eyes. Oh, he seems to tense. It's fine. Another cough. He gazes foots around the room nervously. My own eyes follow. It's a small kitchen, and strangely bare. Well, I just thought of something, too. Like, he's a king because he has all, like, these rabbits, like, who are, like, at his beck and call, and yeah, that's, like, a power thing. But is it also, like, somebody's giving a fuck about him thing and, like, taking care of him? That's really sad. And, like, super multi-layered and also relatable. It's like, okay. And strangely bare, especially compared to the clutter of the adjacent room. My attention goes first to the puttering coffee maker, then to the table with its 2 folding chairs. One of those industrial-sized bottles of bleach is on top of the table, a wad of wet towels clumped up next to it. Orlam lurches towards me before I have a chance to inquire. The coffee's almost done. His eyes does the twitch thing again, and he keeps clasping and unclasping his hands. I take the hint and back away. Not that I really mind. I'm feeling uncomfortable enough as is. It's just 2 uncomfortable boys. Instead, I wander back to the bed, taking the opportunity to rub my eyes beneath my glasses once I've seated down. Is that why the bunnies scrub Iggy and Genzo very clean? Yeah, he just, like, overcompensates and has, like, a very clean environment. This is really interesting. When I reopen them, my vision clears. I see Orlam staring at me from the entryway. He's tapping his wrist against his thumb anxiously. First right wrist to the left thumb, then left wrist to right thumb. When our eyes meet, he turns back into the kitchen. I chew on the inside of my cheek, brows furrowed. Finally, Orlam returns, carrying a mug of coffee between his hands. He's almost painstakingly careful in the way he walks, making sure he doesn't spill out and onto the floor. I can't help but find this funny given the current state of the apartment. Here, he hands it over to me just as mindfully, making sure I can get my fingers around the handle. I hope it's okay. Thanks. The mug is orange and sports a Garfield face. Of course this motherfucker likes Garfield. He is Garfield. Look at him. I bring it in towards my chest and peer down at the streaming liquid. It's very cute. Orlam takes a seat beside me. Aww, look at these two. He sits close, too close. No, he's fine. Oh, look at the little doodle at the top. Okay, what is this? Orlam, what the fuck is this? Ooh, okay. We'll just ignore it. And then there's like a little ghosty pin. This is cute. His bony knee touches mine and I can hear him breathing not far from my ear. He pushes his bangs back again and again. Are you gonna drink it? I'm just waiting for it to cool down. Oh. More hand wringing. Sorry, it's a bit of mess in here. I don't have company often. It's fine. It's my fault anyway, coming over unannounced. I can see his stocking feet curl against each other atop the carpet. I like that they're both like super socially anxious, but they're not really judging the other. They're just like, you know, you've got your thing, I've got my thing. It makes the muscles to his gangly legs lurch beneath the skin. You were worried about me? He repeats the same question from earlier. I pause in the middle of blowing on my coffee. Yeah, I tried calling, but you didn't answer. I even left a message. He brings his hands to his knees, gaze pointed downward. Pretty wild party yesterday, huh? Not sure I'd call it wild, but it was fun, yeah. Nice to get out a bit. Yeah, the side of Orlam's mouth twitches. A pause. Then, surprised you're not with Gidget. Huh? Okay, so he also does the same thing Genzo does when we have some alone time with him, where he's just like, hey, when are you and Gidget gonna get together? Hey, how do you not know Gidget likes you? It's pretty damn obvious. You're so oblivious, Iggy. Holy shit. Figured you'd go and console her. Girls are the most vulnerable when they're upset, you know. Orlam, I don't want to hear your thoughts on women. I don't need to know your thoughts on women. I roll my eyes. All the more reason for me not to go then. Take a sip of coffee. Me and vulnerable don't mix. You're kind of weird, you know that, Iggy? Oh, I'm weird? I, of course, hit up the bars afterward. You know me, party animal. Once I start, I just can't stop. It's definitely not because I was sad and bar hopping and trying to compensate by drinking lots of alcohol. Wouldn't have expected any less. Must have had like 10 girls hitting on me. Absolutely voracious, these ones. The sexiest girls you've ever seen. Oh yeah? 2 of them even wanted to have a threesome with me, but I had to refuse. Bed's just not big enough, you know? Yeah. But I'm thinking of getting a remodel, something that screams me. A real Love Shack kind of thing. Please, I would love to sing karaoke with fucking Orlam. I love Love Shack by the B-52s. Sounds pretty sweet. I thought you were seeing someone at work. Do we want to lean into this, or do we want to, like, call him on his bullshit? I feel like we should make him comfortable. Like, obviously he's overcompensating. Like, that sounds sweet, dog. Whatever. Sounds pretty sweet. Doesn't it, though? It'd be like, the talk of the town. I could bring people home every night. I mean, not that I don't already. Ha ha ha. My place is basically Grand Central Station. Ha ha ha. When those beds are rocking, don't come a knocking. Okay, I'm regretting this. I'm joking. You should see me. You'd honestly be so jealous. I'm basically a god of the night scene. He's getting really excited now. His words coming out faster and faster, almost though he can't stop them. Guys, gals, everybody wants some of this, you know what I mean? Oh, guys too? Not the bisexual slipping. His eye twitches. He frowns, looks away, then smiles. I mean, who am I to say no, huh? You know how it is. I stare at him for a moment longer. I mean, Iggy is also bisexual, so, you know, or biromantic, I should say. I stare at him a moment longer, not saying anything. Then finally take another sip of my coffee. He leans in close, eyes growing wide as he watches me drink it. I pause, slowly turn towards him, one eyebrow raised. He sits back, clasps his hands, unclasps them. Do you want something to eat? I could order something. I'm fine, really. I look at him for a moment, really look at him. From the greasy points of his scraggly bangs to his greenish tinge of his cheeks to the way his knobby knees keep knocking against mine. Orlam, I finally say, are you seriously okay? He blinks, laughs. What are you talking about? Oh! He drank a lot, except that in the next instant his body lurches forward and his hands go to his mouth. Oh no! Take him to the bathroom, stroke his hair. The sudden movement makes me Jerked backwards, spilling out half of my coffee cup and onto my shirt. Excuse me, he manages before abruptly sliding off the bed and racing for the bathroom. What the fuck? I don't even mind the coffee. I set the mug down on the floor and take off after him. Good on you, Iggy. Then reached for the door just in time to see him throw up the contents of his stomach into the toilet bowl. Poor thing. It sounds awful, yeah. Each heave a horrific gag that sounds like it's ripping his throat open. Oh, his shoulders shudder from the force of it. You're telling me he went to Wonderland like this? Fuck. After a minute or so. Does he have a drinking problem? Uh-oh. I feel bad about the grape juice comment, Orlam. I'm sorry. Your little tiny cape brought out the worst in me. After a minute or so, the convulsions begin to die down and his body slumps down onto the toilet seat, head banging half into the bowl. I don't know what to say, so I don't say anything. Just being there is enough, probably. Instead, I kneel down next to him, one hand to his back. I can feel the knobs of his spine through the rumpled shirt as I rub up and down. Aww. And when he sits back, vomit, saliva, and this brings people close together all the time. And snot drip down his face and chin, his whole body quivering. The color in the bowl is wearing a horrible greenish brown. Okay, you need to go to the hospital. Hey, come on, I finally say, pulling him towards the wall. I sink to my seat and he slumps against my shoulder. Oh, poor baby. He's a mess. He's our little wet rat man. It's quiet. Quiet except for the occasional sniff, the occasional hiccup. Oh, it's okay, babe. There's a towel half wadded, half hanging from the rack just a short ways overhead, so I grab it and use it to wipe at his mouth and chin. Oh, you're fine now. For some reason, this makes him smile, chuckle. I see him bite down on his lip hard. I did it to myself, you know. It's barely more than a whisper. I don't say anything at first. Then, what do you mean? Another chuckle. This one sends a gooey chunk down his chin. It's satisfying somehow, watching all that come pouring out of me, like I'm washing myself clean. I'm frozen now, one hand to his back, the other still clutching the towel. It's the only way to make all the bad thoughts go away. Fuck. Yeah, okay, this is heavy. I close my eyes, open them again. Fuck. My mind jumps back to the bleach on the table. Fuck, Orlam, you can't. It's worse every time I see him. Oh. Oh, God. The pain! Alright. His smile fades, twists downwards. I can see his lip trembling. Every time I hope it'll be different, but it's always the same. All those feelings come rushing back. He brings his hand to his head, fingers digging into his scalp as though trying to scoop something out. I wish I would just die. My grip on his shoulder tightens. You don't mean that. No, he probably really does. Who is he talking about? Genzo? Who else? Hunar? Who else? Iggy? Genzo had certainly given him a lot of shit over the years. Yeah. But had it been that bad, I mean, you wouldn't know. You don't know, so we don't know. Guilt tugs at my conscience. I hadn't been the angel of innocence either, never telling Genzo to stop. I mean, until we made you tell him to stop. But yeah. I'd sometimes even gone along with him just for the laughs. I get it, but... And then when Orlam's mom had died. When she'd killed herself. In case you didn't catch it, Orlam did... Yeah. It sunk in and I was like, God, okay. We're getting... It's getting really fucking bad. I wince. I still remember the day he'd come back to school after that. Genzo had gone over to him, face a picture of worry and arms outstretched. And Orlam, for the first time, I'd seen this little glimmer of happiness in Orlam's eyes, even through the bleak and the tears. And then Genzo had grabbed the back of his shirt collar. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not register that last one because I was just, thinking. I still remember the day he came back to school after that. Oh my God. Fuck. Alright. And jerked it towards a noose around his neck, imitating the music from Psycho and saying suicide was genetic. Maybe things had been worse than I remember. And I don't blame, and at some point too, I really do think that, if it's this bad, and you're older, and you realize how bad it is, it's easier to just, pretend it didn't happen than to confront it. And I do get that. And it's to bring it back up could potentially make things worse. You never fucking know. Yeah. I look down at Orlam's hunched form and feel this sort of weird heat building up in the base of my belly. Anger. Anger at myself. Yeah, I can't... Like, what are you even supposed to do? Like, I mean, the only thing you can do is just be better, like, going forward, but it doesn't undo any of that at all. And it's like, you just got lucky that he didn't fucking kill himself, actually, you know? Anger at Genzo, yeah. Anger at life in general. I'm not normally an angry person. Probably the exact opposite, actually. A little too easygoing, a little too blasé about things. But that thought just fuels my anger, because maybe if I hadn't been like that, maybe if I'd actually done something or said something, things might not have ended up like this. And that is potentially true. But also it's kind of more deep-seated than that. I kneed my thumb into Orlam's shoulder with a sigh. He gives a little hiccup, his back jumping. No one's ever done anything like this for me before. He glances back at me with a smile, and for a second I see the old Orlam. The high school Orlam from that photo. He might have still been jumpy, mousy, whiny little thing, but at least when he'd smiled at you, there'd been some genuine joy and happiness behind it. I return the smile and pull him against my side with a squeeze. Hey, what are friends for? Alright. The ... butter honestly really does sum it up. I feel like it's like, what are you even supposed to say? Like, it's just like... I get back to my apartment a bit before dinner time, but even back to the safe familiarity of my home, I can't stop thinking about Orlam. I told him to call me if he needed anything, even if just to talk. Yeah, and you know, we say that all the fucking time, but how often do we listen to people when they say that? Like, if you're anything like me, you don't. You're just like, no, I'm going to deal with it because I know how to deal with it. Nobody else knows how to deal with it. And you don't want to be a burden on anybody on the potential that they're actually going to be mad at you. And, like, I know this is, like, getting too deep, but it's like, this draws real fucking emotion. This is something everybody fucking goes through in some capacity, shape, or form, you know? And, like, not to get too, like, but, you know, I was suicidal, like, for a while, you know, so I completely understand the headspace and understand that, and like, this isn't like a sympathy point or anything like that. It's just more like, it is an issue that plagues everyone, you know, or like a lot of people, unfortunately. And it's like, if you don't have the right people around you, like, you're fucked, basically. Like, not to say it like that, but it's just like, when you don't have like a constant reminder that things can get better, then you can only just spiral deeper. And Orlam didn't fucking have anybody. He has fucking 5 friends, and not even, like, none of them gave a shit. And it's not because they don't actually fucking hate him. It's just that they didn't want to get involved. It was too deep. It was too much. And, like, that's fair, and we get it, but it's just, like, it makes you think a little bit more, and it makes you think of the people in your life, and it makes you go, well, maybe I do need to give just a little bit extra of a shit, you know? Because it could just, not that you're responsible for other people to that degree. Like, obviously, we're all responsible for our own feelings and shit. But it's just like, you know, sometimes life is fucking hard, man. And it's like, you can't just make it harder on the people you're supposed to care about. Ugh, it sucks. It sucks so bad. And I feel for him a lot, and it touches in, like, a really real place, you know? And, like, I'm glad that we get the chance to be there for him, because, like, it sucks that we couldn't be before. And I don't blame him for feeling so angry, you know? I really don't. But I have no idea if he's actually going to take me up on it. Probably not. That's what that whole speech was about. I feel like I should be doing something, telling someone. But who? And would it even help? I don't know. I just don't know. You just have to be that. You have to be that for him, Iggy. If nobody else is going to be, if you care, you have to care. You have to care more than everybody else cares. I sit at my desk and rub at my eyes, belly a tumbling froth of guilt and certainty and anger. I didn't even do it to him, but I feel guilty as fuck. Like, by proxy of Iggy, I feel guilty. I feel like I did something bad. You know, like, I can't even imagine. Like, that's gotta be so horrible. Like, this sucks. This doesn't suck, but the contents, like, it hurts. The anger is still there, like a simmering soup just beneath my consciousness. I stare at my computer monitor, not comprehending the text on the screen. I need to work. I'm so behind at this point. No, fuck it. We're just going to Wonderland. Screw work. And yet, somehow I just don't care. Yeah, fuck it. Who cares? It seems so pointless. What will doing any of this accomplish? A new API for James Addleston? Yeah, fuck James Addleston. Yeah, James Addleston could go fuck himself. Yeah. I push back from my desk and stand up. Maybe I'll play a game. Yeah. Oh, we get to see more of his apartment. Wow, it looks nice in here. I wander over to my shelves. I have a few that I've started already. He has a really nice apartment. One that I got tired of grinding in, so I'm stalled out right before the final boss. A few dozen I've bought, just haven't gotten around to playing yet. And they all seem like so much work. Yeah, I'm not in the mood to try jumping back into a story I've half forgotten. Nor am I in the mood to start something new. Feel that. I let my fingers fall from the shell. Maybe I'll... Watch TV. Maybe you'll call Orlom. After grabbing myself a bowl of peanut butter ice cream, from the fridge, I plopped down myself down on the couch and jammed my thumb onto the remote. There's got to be something good on. I can't take it anymore. I never thought I would stray from Natasha, but I can't control myself when I think of you. I must have you. Oh, Clark, I need you inside me. Oh my god, what are you watching? Hold up. Like 50 Shades of Grey? She's still the one for you. And Shayless for daily use lets you be ready anytime the moment is right. Last week on Big Male Sibling, things got hot and heavy when Veronica and Cornelius found themselves alone in the hot tub. Oh, this Love Island. I let the spoon bob up and down between my lips, then switch over to Netflix and start the Shawshank Redemption for probably my 100th time. That is a banging ass movie. Carrot, you got good taste, but this also explains a lot about you. I'm just going to say that. I descend further and further on the couch throughout the course of the movie, until by the time the credits are rolling, I'm slumped over with one leg propped up on the back and one hand hanging over the side, barely keeping its grip on my empty ice cream bowl. Damn, it's not even that late. How am I so tired? I can't help but feel like there was something I was supposed to do. Something important I should have been thinking about, but even that feeling is quickly drifting away. My eyes droop. Somehow my half-lidded gaze goes towards my messenger bag slumped against the far wall. Wait, why is it... I swear I see it move. I forgot about the messenger bag moving! What does this mean? Like, biggest mystery so far, what is the messenger bag's endgame? But I'm too tired. Yeah, fuck it, go to sleep. Right now all I want to do is, just go to sleep. So is Orlom in Wonderland? Are we going by ourselves? I ended up dreaming. I'm in the woods and someone's calling me. I chase after the voice in the darkness, but every time I think I'm getting close, it comes from a different direction. Okay, so what's gonna happen this time? I run faster, the branches whipping at my face and the roots underfoot threatening to send me tumbling into the dirt. I'm here, Iggy. All right, Sadie. I run and run. That's just my theory. I don't know if that has any water in it at all. Run until the forest seems to open up in front of me. Something. My gaze travels upward, up and up and up, higher and higher. Something's there. What the fuck is that? Something huge. My breath catches and I take a stumbling step back. Defeat it. Defeat it? How the hell am I supposed to defeat this thing? It's the size of a house. Little by little, I hear it snort, see it rear back, then something's coming at me. I barely have time to leap out of the way and I hit the ground with bone-crunching thud that takes my breath away and make my vision swirl. There's no way. What am I supposed to... I feel something in my hand, and when I glance down I see a doll. A tiny doll, just sitting there, lip in my palm, its button eyes staring up at me. This is... In that moment it sits up. First its limbs jerk to life, then its back rises, its head lolling forward. It looks me straight in the eyes. Please kill me, Iggy. I gasp and sit up, only now I'm back on the couch and Can you imagine if, like, to get the good end you have to kill the baby before Bucks can? I'm just joking. There's no way that's true either. The sun is reflecting off the window straight into my eyes. Honestly, by this point the game is making me feel like I'm going crazy, which is great. I groan. Fuck. My body feels like it was stuffed in a trash compactor, and my ears are killing me from sleeping with my glasses on. I rub at my eyes, taking a moment to collect myself and check my phone. 10:06. Damn, I slept a long time. And there's a nice big splotch on the front of my shirt from where I must have spilled ice cream last night. Oh, I cringe and then drag myself into... That's gotta stink. As I'm showering, I remember Orlom. He hasn't contacted me since yesterday. Not that he needed to, but still... The thought sends anxious tugs of worry up and... Yeah, like, honestly, Iggy, like, I get it, like, but... He drank fucking bleach, dog. He should be on a watch list right now. Like, you should have just stayed the night. Like, I get it. They're not really that close, obviously. I don't know. I should check on him. Yeah. So once I'm done, I'm back in the kitchen to start the comforting percolations of coffee and pull my phone and give him a ring. And cuts to voicemail after the 5th dial tone. I gnaw at the inside of my cheek. I guess we're going back on the bus. I have the bubble of worry starting to turn into a froth. I try twice more. One after 30 minutes, and again after forcing myself to wait a few minutes shy of an hour. Fuck. Didn't he say he misplaced his phone yesterday? He probably just hasn't found it yet. Yeah, sure. After a whole day, surely by now he's found it. Then maybe he's still sleeping. But it's afternoon already. I scratch at the back of my neck so hard I wince. Something's wrong. But before I even fully comprehend what I'm doing, I'm grabbing my shoes and keys and headed for the door. I just know I won't be able to think clearly until I make sure he's okay. Orlum! My knock sounds uncomfortably loud in the empty hallway. Orlum, it's Iggy again. But there's no response. Even after 4 or 5 knocks, it remains shut. And when I push past the discomfort of looking like some kind of stalker to press my ear to the door, I hear nothing. No sounds of shuffling, no coughing, no padded footsteps. Fuck. Break down the door! No. I let my forehead rest against the wood paneling. In my mind, I see him splayed out across the bathroom floor in a puddle of blood. Yeah. Ridiculous. Not ridiculous. Orlum would never... He definitely could, and never. I knock again, more frantic this time. Orlum, please, if you can hear me, make a noise or something. My ear goes back to the door, straining. But there's still nothing. Not a single peep. And so I do the only thing I can think of to do. I swallow my building social anxiety and just barge in and march down the main office of the apartment building. Okay, that works. It's a small office. Not much more than a desk, some shelves, and a few cupboards. The shelves are full of packages, no doubt waiting to be picked up by the apartment residents. Who the fuck are you? Why do you have a Sprite? There's a woman inside reading a magazine at the desk. She looks like she's in her 20s, though perhaps a rough 20s, rude. Her eyes look tired and her posture reeks of complete surrender to apathy. This is what capitalism does to a motherfucker. She barely looks up at my entrance. I tap the tips of my fingers together, all of a sudden losing the initial gumption. No, pick it back up. Her gaze wanders back up. She blinks. Can I help you? Yes, it's just that my friend lives here, but he's not answering his door, and I'm worried about him. She stares at me for a moment, then returns to her magazine. Sucks to be you, then. Bruh. No, it doesn't. I press my lips together, brows flattening. You don't understand. I really need to get in there. And I need a sugar daddy to get me out of this place, but that won't be happening anytime soon, hun. Look, I feel you, but, lives are at stake. Something snaps inside me, and I bring my hands down on the desk a little harder than I meant to. He might have killed himself. This makes her stop. She sets down the magazine and gives me an incredulous once-over. Then sighs, God, this is not what I needed today. What's the apartment number? 418. She pulls out a manila folder from one of the desk drawers and begins rifling through it, slides out a form, studies it for a moment, then... Oh my God, that creepy little fucker? No, not you two! To be fair, I was the same. A laugh. I assumed he didn't have any friends. I bring a hand up to scratch my arm awkwardly. He's so gross. Gives me the heebie-jeebies every time he comes in to pick up packages. Oh, okay, yeah. Not relatable anymore. He was weird, but I didn't say mean things like that. I scratch harder to the point I can feel the skin cells building up beneath my fingernails. Would probably do a world of favor if he offed himself. Don't say that, huh? Lady? Jail time for you. I'd really appreciate it if you canned the commentary. Yeah. She just rolls her eyes and swivels back around and then, why do you have a Sprite? Who are you? To the locked file cabinet behind the desk. I bite down on my tongue to keep from saying anything more as I watch her comb through the maintenance keys. She must find the right set because she stands up and grabs her phone, stuffing it in her back pocket as she leads me back onto the hallway. Whatever, let's go get this over with. And then if he is alive, she's gonna be like, see, it was nothing. Once back at Orlum's door, the nervousness renews its dance across my neck. What's taking her so long? Now she's going from key to key, taking what feels like hours to inspect each one. I shift my weight to the right, to the left, wipe at the cold sweat dappling the skin on my forehead and throat. Oh yeah, duh, she says with a laugh and pushes one of the keys into the lock. It opens with a dull click. I bump the door open rest of the way before she even has a chance to pull the key back out. Orlum? With 2 large steps, I'm inside. The color is the same as yesterday, along with the smell. I rub my fingers inside my damp palms, look around. Orlum, are you here? The main room is empty. I make a beeline for the bathroom, bracing myself for just a moment before pushing the door open and switching on the light. There's nothing. He's not there. Just the towel on the floor that cleaned him up with yesterday. Okay, so he's definitely in Wonderland, but are we gonna catch him early before he goes insane? I shuffle back out, check the kitchen, but it's equally as empty. Nothing and no one. My brow sinks in confused worry. He's not here? Or maybe he just went to the woods and we'll catch him? Damn, and here I was hoping I could at least go home with a story. Lady, shut the fuck up. The apartment woman is leaning up against the doorframe, her gaze wandering the room, her lips curl in thinly veiled disgust. Maybe there's some kind of note, or maybe he left something? I've run a hand through my hair, turning towards the desk. Not my problem. Save me the cleanup if he did it somewhere else, she says with a huff. Get out of here! Leave! But if you want to keep looking, yeah, I will. Like, I care what happens to this fucker. Yeah, die. I watch her walk away, jaw tight. How could she just... I mean, she's probably also going through something, but I don't care. I don't know her. That's so rude. I feel my fingers curl in towards my palm with a shuddered twitch, but ultimately the feeling fades and my shoulders slump. I toe the door shut and begin searching the room, the desk, the bed, the kitchen table, but there's nothing. No hint of anything that might tell me where he is. Everything looks exactly the same as yesterday. I try calling him one last time, somehow hoping that maybe this time it'll work, that this time he'll answer and ask why the hell I've called so many times. But upon the first ring, a sprightly ringtone breaks the silence of the room. What the... I follow the sound, kneel down, and pull his phone out from underneath the bed. I just stare at it for a moment before clicking it off. Then the screen jumps back to the main menu with its background photo of a brown, droopy-eared rabbit. He really does like rabbits. Oh, come on! Like, okay, two sides of me. The side that wants to check through his phone but wants to respect his privacy, and then the part of me that's just like, we should respect his privacy. Fuck, I don't know. It's probably more helpful to check through his phone. It gives us information. If we just leave it be, then we're just respecting his privacy, but he's not even here to witness it. So, fuck it, we're looking. Sorry, Orlam. I pause, just looking down at it for a moment. I wince, bite down on my tongue. It feels wrong, but at the same time, what if there's some kind of clue or hint? Yeah, Iggy! I mean, you never know, right? Fuck it. So with a tinge of guilt still dancing along the back of my neck, I start swiping through his apps. The first page is mostly just games. Watch him just walk in now. Is mostly just games, social media stuff. Twitter, Reddit, Facebook. He does have Reddit! Oh my god! I was right! Holy shit. Candy Cudgel, that weird-ass game he was talking about. Farm Progress Show. A couple of anime-style icons that could either be gacha or dating sims. I hope it's a dating sim. I swipe to the next page. It's full of hookup apps. Tinder, Blender, Grindr, and even some ones I've never heard of, like 3Fun and Field. Okay. I scratch my head, starting to feel a bit uncomfortable. Well, don't look through those! I'm almost scared to swipe to the next page. I instinctively hold my breath. Oh, just Tumblr. Well, that wasn't super helpful. Hey, that could be just as dirty, honestly. He barely seems to have any notifications either, just the missed calls from me. Nothing else. It feels a bit sad, actually. Yeah. All these hookup apps, yet they're all silent. I chew on the inside of my cheek, then toss the phone down on the bed. Somehow I feel even worse. I sink to the floor, back against the bed and knees folded up against my chest. I don't know what to do. I don't know where he is. He could be... I don't let myself finish that thought. Instead, I just sit there, arms wrapped around my knees and wondering how the hell it could have gotten this bad without anyone noticing. I think to Genzo, to the five of us, to the apartment lady. Her words still sting in the back of my brain. Orlam's not gross, is he? He's just different, yeah. Doesn't really fit in. Yeah, he's just a little weird, okay? Look, being weird isn't a crime, okay? And, like, it's not even a bad thing to call him weird. We're all weird. We all have little, like, weird quirks and things that we do. Like, it's fine. It doesn't make us criminals. Kind of like me. Yeah. I stare down at my shoe. Like, that's the thing. There's so much similarity and overlap between Iggy and Orlam. I mean, Orlam's just a bit more socially awkward, I guess. Whereas Iggy's, I guess, more socially acceptably awkward. I don't know. And everybody seems to open him with fucking arms and love his ass. Which is fair. I mean, nothing against Iggy. But I don't understand why there isn't that same energy for Orlam. Like, I don't get it. But somehow I'd flown mostly under the radar, while he'd gotten the brunt of it. Oh. Is that what it is? Like, Iggy would have been on the receiving end if Orlam wasn't fucking there? Because that's dark to think about. But probably true, actually. I didn't even think about that. I hadn't exactly been the greatest friend to him growing up. Apparently no one was. None of us had, yeah. But we had our moments, hadn't we? I don't know. I have no idea. I'd like to think that. I didn't know where else to go. I closed my eyes. Is it okay if I stay here for a little while? When had that been? 4th grade? Ooh, flashback. Let's go. Orlam's standing on the front porch looking like he just crawled out of an alley somewhere. It's hot, hotter than normal for April, and beads of sweat dot his forehead. Oh my god, baby Orlam is the cutest fucking thing in the world, dude. His little droopy ears and his little curly hair, his freckle, and his shirt is a rumpled mess, and his left eye is surrounded by a deep... Aww. I can see parts of it already starting to transition to purple. I glance back at my house. My mom is in the kitchen ironing and watching TV, and then step out on the porch. What happened? I sniff and wipe my nose. I'm just getting over a cold. Orlam glances left, right, tugs at his rat tail. I fell. Oh? Why can't you go home? Another cringe. My dad's mad. Oh, yeah, that's right. His dad's fucking abusive. Oh. We stand there for a moment, not saying anything. Finally, I jerk a thumb back in the direction of the house. We can play in my room, I guess. Really? Oh, he's so fucking happy, dude. This brings out a smile. Then he grows instantly shy. Oh, okay. Mom, Orlam's here. We're gonna play in my room. I shout as we start back in and up to the stairs. Dinner's in an hour, I hear right before I close the door behind us. Baby Iggy room. Wow, you have so many toys. Orlam picks at his nose. I don't play with some of them anymore. My parents don't let me have any toys. None? Actual real reaction. I sit down in the middle of the room and Orlam follows hesitantly behind. He doesn't respond, instead looking wide-eyed at my shelf. I'm gonna puke by how sad this is gonna make me. Like, it's actually, like, hurting me from the inside out. Toys and basket of stuffed animals. What do you want to play? I don't know. We can play down Town Square, I say, and reach for my box of action figures. I dump them out on the floor. What's that? All the guys live in houses and, talk to each other and stuff. Oh, okay. I start placing my little critter and Berenstein Bear picture books face down on the floor in a circle. See? These are the houses. Orlam picks up a Quasimodo figure from the pile, then another small one, and an even smaller one. He looks confused. That one was from a different set, and that was a Happy Meal one. Oh. But you can be them. They're usually a family. Okay. He places the trio of Quasimodos in a circle atop one of the picture books. I start sorting through the rest of the figurines, assigning them various groups based on what movie they're from. Orlam watches for a moment and then starts to help. I see him put Lando and Aladdin in one of the houses. I frown. Not like that. Huh? What's wrong? Those two aren't from the same movie. Oh. I pause. Orlam's he probably doesn't know the movies. He looks really flustered. He picks Lando back up, and I can see him trying to figure out where to put him. Oh, I scratch at my bare knee. I guess it's okay. Then smile. You can decide where to put them, okay? Oh, this brings his head back up. I can see a small smile start to form again. I can? Sure, it's not like it matters. We can make our own rules. He's beaming now. Oh, and I see him go instantly to work, making various groups of the figures, assigning them to their little houses, deciding what their occupations will be. We spend more time setting them up than we even do actually playing. In fact, by the time we have the system of government outlined and having finished cutting out small golden bits of paper to act as money, Orlam's eyes are starting to droop. I see him yawn. Oh, you're tired? We can take a nap, it's okay. Okay. I stand up and step carefully around our extravagant city to reach the bed. Come on, you can even hold Pink Bunny. Okay, that's creepy as fuck. Not that that's like a unique ass name or anything, but I legit had a stuffed animal I was in love with, and her name was Pink Bunny, and we had like multiple bunnies, and we had Purple Bunny and Orange Bunny, and they were all best friends. Like, if my brother was here, I'd be like, you remember that shit? But Pink Bunny was my favorite, because pink is my favorite color. 5 minutes later, he sees us curled atop the sheets, breeze from the overhead fan playing with our hair. Oh. Orlam's holding Pink Bunny against his chest. He rubs his head again and again. Have you done the social studies homework yet? I shake my head. Not yet. I hate it. It's so boring. I always do it last. Mrs. Akers scares me. I do it first so I don't forget. Silence. I see Orlam's gaze fall to the mattress. His eyes flutter shut. Then back open, focusing back on me. Does Genzo ever talk about me? What do you mean? A shrug. Just wondering. Genzo talks about everybody. I smile. Yeah, that's true. Then, he's pretty cool, isn't he? Yeah, he's pretty cool. Orlam buries his chin in the top of Pink Bunny's head, fingers curling into the fluff of his torso. I feel my eyelids start to sink. I'm tired too, and the heat isn't helping. The overhead fan is sending lovely brushes of wind against my cheeks. A series of pounding oh, it's his parents. jerks me from my reverie. I half sit up, face askew, in confusion, listening. Across from me, Orlom is squeezing Pink Bunny into his chest with a worried frown. I hear the front door open, the warm timbre of my mother's voice, followed by the harsh bark of a man's. I can't make out what they're saying. Then there's footsteps on the stairs, sharp and purposeful. The door to my room swings open. Daddy? Orlom sits up, voice cracking. Get the fuck out of here. Do you even have any idea how long your mother and I have been looking for you? Orlom winces, starts to slide himself off the bed. I'm sorry, His dad grabs his wrist and yanks him off the rest of the way, nearly sending him stumbling to the floor. George? George! My mother's voice from the hallway. She's coming up the steps. Is this really necessary? They were just... Orlom's dad storms out of the room, Orlom in tow. When my son is here, you fucking let me know. They disappear from view, but I hear them on the stairs, loud and angry, before just quickly fading into nothingness out on the front door. Here and out in about 30 seconds, just like the tornado that took off our roof when I was in 2nd grade. I sit quietly on the edge of the bed. Pink Bunny is lying on the floor. Oh, is that why he's scared of storms? Because of the tornado? Because real. I get that. We have tornadoes like crazy where I live. His ears has knocked over the smallest Quasimodo. Jackass. I hear my mother mutter to herself out in the hall. Iggy, food will be ready in 10. Could you come set the table? Okay, Mom. I push myself off the bed and pad towards the door. Excuse me, sorry. It's getting dark by the time I take the bus back to my apartment. It's quiet and empty, and the world outside the window looks exceptionally black, juxtaposed with the brilliant white fluorescent reflecting off the blue plastic seats. I stare unmoving at the opposite wall, body jerking with each turn of the wheel or tap of the brakes, and when the bus nears my stop, I let it pass in silence. Don't even glance up at the button. We keep moving, gliding through the night like a shuttle cutting through the nothingness of space. I chew on the inside of my cheek. Another stop. The driver keeps us rolling without so much as a pause, as though he'd never considered stopping in the first place. My legs swing beneath the seat as we round the corner to the right, engine humming against the walls. We're almost there. I hit the button and stand up. In a few more blocks, when the bus finally does grind to a halt, I step out the door. It's dark and cold. The bus chugs away, leaving me standing in the circle of light beneath the bus stop lamp. Where the hell am I? But with only a quick sweep of my surroundings, I know. I'm there. The development close to my folks' old house, just south of the outcropping of the woods that somehow hasn't built over even after all these years. My palm tingles, a pinprick like scratching that jumps from one nerve ending to the next and makes my fingers twitch. I mean, I get why everybody fucking needed Wonderland. Like, it must have been heaven for fucking Orlom. Oh my god. Like, actually. I curl my arms around my chest in an effort to dull the growing spark. Why did I get off here? And why does this all feel so familiar? I begin walking, melting into the night, the scattered houses like towering shadows against the light-polluted sky. I walk and walk until I reach a gap. The gap. The one leading straight back into the vacuum of the forest beyond. I don't even stop, already tromping across the uneven tract. Somehow this isn't new to me at all, and neither is the glint of orange. Oh, so he is going to come again this time. I mean, even though we try to protect him from going, but I stop for a moment, hair prickling upwards on the back of my neck, and feel my fingers instinctively curl in towards my palms. Then march forward, heels digging into the grass. Hey. Genzo doesn't even have a chance to turn at the sound of my voice before I grab him by the shoulder. Holy fuck. I feel his entire body tense beneath my grip. I swear to God, I've only got $5 on me, and I have the worst hygiene regimen you'd ever seen, so I'd be the last person you want for a new skin suit. I roll my eyes and spin him around. Have you heard from Orlom? Genzo pauses a moment, cocks his head, then brightens. Oh, Iggs, it's just you. Next time, make sure you sound less like a homicidal maniac. I don't say anything. You know, it's actually funny. I half feel like I expected you to show up. How weird is that? Here I am doing the who fuck knows what, then you show up doing the who the fuck knows what. It's almost poetic, really. That word, traced of sibylline fuckery. Yeah, whatever he said. I asked if you've heard from Orlom. Genzo pushes his glasses up on his nose, smile unwavering. How long have you known me for, Iggs? Would I be in the sanguine mood if this unique brand of nightmare fuel has seeped within 5 feet of me today? I reach forward before I can stop myself. Oh. Grabbing the collar of his jacket and yanking him up by his toes. He's missing. Genzo's sunglasses slides down his nose, and I see him blink up at me in unfocused concern. This quickly fades, his lips curling up in a grin. Damn, is it my birthday? How else did I get so lucky? I groan in aggravation and push him away. You know, you could show even a hint of concern for once. Genzo smooths down the front of his jacket. Iggy, he ain't 5. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. If he's not at home, he's probably shacked up in some shithole hotel paying to get his dick sucked. We just saw him 2 days ago. I'm not worried. I pressed my lips together. No, he wouldn't know. How could he know? And even if he did know, he wouldn't care. I bite down on my tongue. I can feel the anger that had been fizzling just beneath my... Is he going to be really angry this time? Because this is really interesting. Again, bubbling up towards the surface. Will I... You know, maybe. Genzo cuts me off, tapping a finger against his lips. He was also doing who the fuck knows what, and just like us, dances circly little fuckboy feet here. Or there. Really? I mean, is it awfully serendipitous, don't you think? Despite his tone, his words do give me pause, and I find myself turning my gaze towards the darkness of the woods. You mean there? Well, I don't mean the Vatican City. I scratch at the back of my head, curl my toes inside my shoes. Do you think we should go check? You ask as if both of us weren't planning to go already. He's right. Fuck, he's right. I bring a sweaty palm to my forehead, taking a moment to close my eyes. Why the fuck does all of this feel so familiar? And what's even worse is that some part of me is scared to death. Like a muffled voice in the back of my head screaming at me to turn around. It's probably like the player. Lock the door behind me, but I can't. No, I think this time we really do need to talk to Orlom. Already I'm moving towards the trees. Already I'm crossing the threshold between light and dark. I need to find Orlom. Make sure he's okay. Except that it's more than that, and even I know it. Well, let's go then. I finally say, my voice shuddering. Lead the way. I throw a final glance at the black void between the trees, then step inside. The air instantly cools. It's damp chill. Yeah. I press forward through the scatter. Are we going to fall down again? I can hear Genzo's cane whipping through the grass and snapping against bark behind me. The sound of it grinds on my nerves, and when it happens to catch my ankle one time, I snap back at him. Oh, shit. We are mad at Genzo. Holy shit. Hey, watch it. Sorry, Jesus. But hopefully he's going to be like, okay, why are you so mad at me? And be like, you were so fucking mean to Orlom. Can you stop, please? And, like, okay, if he doesn't give a fuck about Orlom, he gives a fuck about Iggy to at least do that for him. You know, Iggy's anger is an interesting thing to notice. It's a bit painful to watch, honestly. Like, it is, but, like, I get it. And I'm in a sense, I'm kind of proud of him for it. Because, like, no one else gives a fuck about Orlom, you know? And, like, Iggy included, and he acknowledges this. And it's really nice for him to, like, really stick up for him, since nobody else seems to be sticking up for him anymore. You know, and that's what Orlom always needed, was at least one person to really stick up for him. And I think if that would have been the case, things would have been different, especially after Genzo sacrificed. Yeah, and that is tough, and that's tough, and I do get it. But I don't know, I'm kind of enjoying this side of Iggy a little bit. Like, it's hard, it's hard, and I love Genzo, so I don't want him to suffer, but I also need Genzo to kind of, like, get it through his thick fucking skull that he really hurt him. And maybe he's aware of that, and again, there's a whole fucking... Maybe he is aware of it, and that's why he's acting his way. Like, I don't know. Like, there's gotta be another thing missing that I don't know. So, like, obviously I'm speaking with limited knowledge, so if I say something that's a little insensitive, that's where that's coming from. But, I reach forward, seeking out the bark at the next tree. Only this time, when my fingers touch the jagged edges, it sends a spark all the way up my arm and into the back of my throat. I stop. Genzo's cane whaps against my ankles again, and he stops too. We here? Yeah, I answer, breath strangely ragged. The biggest tree in the forest, its base like a giant boulder choked with the winding roots. I let my fingers trace along its surface as I circle around, careful not to trip on the gnarled outgrowths. Halfway around, my hand hits air. I come to a halt. The familiar edges are there, the round gap in the side, the hollow echo of stagnant air, the far-off scent of something sweet. It's open. I take a step back and hear Genzo approach. Jesus, my whole body is crackling with energy now. Even the breeze seems to have shifted, everything moving around that hole inside of the tree. When was the last time? Genzo's voice is a whisper. I don't remember. I throw a glance at Genzo. I can just make him out through the darkness. He's got a hand curled up under his hat, nails scratching at his scalp. I lick my lips, scratch my arm. Something feels wrong, like really wrong. And I can't tell if it's just because of the hole in the tree, or the thought that Orlom might have just gone inside, said hole in the tree. I stare down into the hole. This is all feeling way too familiar. If he really did go in there, he could be hurt, or worse. My voice hitches. Iggy, it's basically a magic playground for kids. What's the worst it could do to him? Force him to sit in the corner? I'd be more worried about him completely fucking the place up with his freaky-deaky fetishes. This makes me wince. Not just because Genzo's being an asshole again, but also because the words ping something inauspicious deep in the back of my brain. like two long lost synapses finally finding each other and zapping to life. My growing cloud of worry morphs into a storm. Still, I move forward towards the hole, popping a squat amongst the weeds. There's that scent again, soft, sweet, like the tempting aroma of a candy store. It curls up inside my nostrils. I grab the rounded edges and peek inside, leaning forward on my toes. You're going inside, aren't you? Genzo from behind. It's phrased as a question, but I can tell it's not. Not really, at least. I just don't feel like we have much of a choice. Oh, they swapped lines. Can't argue with you there. I just kneel there a moment, gazing down in the blackness of the hole. You really get a lot playing them back to back. I feel like a lot of people don't get this experience because they played it like one act at a time, so they didn't get to like remember those very specific lines being said, unless they just replayed the game over and over again. There's something both terrifying and exciting about it, like standing on the top of one of those glass bridges and staring down at the ground hundreds of feet below your shoes. We can make our own rules. I don't know why that specific part of my earlier memory. Ooh. Okay. I didn't even put that two and two together. I like that parallel. Okay. But all of a sudden, the walls inside the tree seem to be vibrating with the words, like an echo from deep down below. You still there, Eggs? Huh? I turn my head to look back, but whack my forehead on the top. One day we won't fall into the hole. I land with a bruise-inducing thud on my shins and let out a string of 4-letter words. The last thing I hear as I begin to sway forward is Genzo's half amused. Well, I guess that answers that question. Not him making fun of us too. Come on. Before toppling straight into the hole. Alright, what are we gonna wish for this time? Or what are we gonna think about our wish this time? The darkness swallows me. I'm falling. Wind whips my hair, my shirt, summoning water to my eyes. My stomach feels like it's being sucked up straight into my bowels. Yep. Complete nothingness consuming me, but there's a strange sense of familiarity in the darkness too, almost like an old friend is welcoming me back. It's both a comforting and strangely powerful feeling. This was our place, a place where we belonged, where I belonged, away from all. Oh, maybe Wonderland was so hostile towards us because we felt like we didn't belong there, and like that we didn't like claim it in any way, and. To be fair, I get why Gidget and Orlam feel fucking at home there, you know? Because it's like they didn't feel at home on the surface, you know? So, that kind of makes sense. Iggy. I open my eyes. That voice again. Again? Yes, again. It's been waiting for me. What do you want, Iggy? What do I want? What kind of question is that? What do you wish for more than anything else in the world? In the whole world? I don't know. I don't know. I think about my life, about my clients and the work waiting for me at home, and about my parents, my friends, Bux and Hunar, Gidget and Genzo, Orlam, with his head shoved inside the toilet. I clench my eyes shut tighter. Everyone always wants something from me. Just leave me alone. I don't want anything. My fingers are starting to tingle. First tiny nibbles of... Oh, he's even angry when he's thinking about that wish. He's just frustrated. And I get it. It's anger with the situation. It's anger with himself. It's anger with... Like, I get it. Like, you, even as a player, you might even feel frustrated at this point where you're just like, God damn, everything just keeps going wrong. You know, third time's the charm. Maybe something different will happen this time. Maybe not. Fuck it. Who cares? You know, like, I really like that. Up, 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 my arms they go, growing and growing into my chest, into my stomach, shooting down into my legs, and loud, so loud I can't hear, I can't think. Just when I think I can't take it anymore. My mind goes blank. Iggy? There's something soft below me. Iggy, what a strange dream. I almost feel like I've been sleeping for a long, long time. What's the point in waking up now, though? Let the world keep on spinning without me for a few more minutes. I roll over with a groan. For fuck's sake, Iggs, you're gonna get yourself buried in there. My eyes snap open. This isn't my bed, this isn't my room, and that definitely wasn't a dream. I let my gaze turn towards the pile of stuffed animals I'm currently curled up in. A sad gray rabbit with droopy ears is staring up at me. Oh. I blink in silence until a shadow overtakes my view, and I look up to see a familiar orange-capped head. Don't tell me that fall knocked a few screws loose. You're looking at that rabbit as though it's about to start talking. I blink, look from Genzo to the rabbit, then back to Genzo. Wait, I jump to my feet. Or perhaps stumble would be a better word, considering the way my legs almost buckle beneath me. I hold my head, waiting for the room to stop spinning before attempting to walk. Easy on the sudden movements there, bud. Genzo just laughs. And I like Genzo, I really do, and I don't want this to come off as like I don't give a fuck about him now or anything like that, but it's like, it's weird how with additional context, it does make you be like, okay, dude, whatever, like, stop talking. Like, you are almost in fucking Iggy's shoes, because, like, you get more context to, like, just kind of how shitty he was and how much Orlom gave a fuck, you know, and, like, and again, Genzo's going through a lot of shit too, so, like, it's more multifaceted issue, but from Iggy's perspective, from what he knows, I can completely understand his feelings. I barely register what he says, my attention more focused on our surroundings. The hardwood floor, the rounded windows, the crackling fire, everything is the same as I remember. Even the table is still covered with half-eaten cookies and cake from our final feast. Fuck is all I can say. Stole a word right out of my mouth. Genzo gives a cooperative pat on the back. I take a step forwards to the table, then towards the stove, then stop. Is Orlom here? I begin twisting my head back and forth. Genzo rolls his eyes. How the hell am I supposed to know? But I don't acknowledge his response. Instead, already... Is he gonna get angry at us at some point, too? Because now we're... Ooh, we're ignoring him. Oh, taste of his own medicine. I don't know. This is a lot. I check out all the 3 sets of the windows. Nothing. Out the door. Nothing. I even check beneath the fucking table as though he could possibly have been hiding there. But he's nowhere to be found. My shoulders sag for just a moment, then rise. Perhaps he left some sort of clue for us? I restart my search with renewed vigor, this time checking the shelves and cupboards behind the doors and furniture. Genzo watches me the entire time, arms curled across his chest. Iggy, seriously. You know you could be helping. I huff as I push myself back from checking under the bed. 1, Genzo begins counting on his fingers. I don't fucking care. 2, I don't fucking care. And 3, I really don't fucking care. And, like, okay, and yeah, he said that, but, like, did Orlom also do something to Genzo to make him, like, really angry? Like, and it could be, like, a legitimate, like, thing that he did wrong as well, and Iggy just doesn't know about it. I hope he tells us. One of them does. I'm a little more concerned about figuring out what the fuck's going on here, and then I'm about Freckles McFuckface. Great name. He continues simply watching me as I move from set of cupboards filled with a box of cookies to a crooked chest of drawers. Dust and moths and who knows what else escapes in a cough-inducing cloud that gets sucked straight into my lungs as I open first one drawer, then another. I blink back the water and spring to my eyes. They're all empty. All empty except... I yank open the bottom one, and hear a whole pile of cylindrical objects go rolling on the floor. Crayons? There's hundreds of them, and they clatter and rattle against each other with the movement of the drawer. That's interesting. I grab a handful. All of them look like they've seen use, some even worn down to the nubs, and see more flashes of color beneath where they'd lay. Drawings. Pages and pages of them. I drop the crayons back in and start extricating the papers instead. The hell is all that? Genzo wanders over. And he didn't even notice that Genzo just has his eyesight back, which is kind of fucked up. He just hasn't even addressed it. He's like, I don't care. Where's Orlom? Somebody's drawing. Well, I can see that. I'm not blind. He stops. I stop. Then I look up at him. Yeah, you didn't notice? I've only just now noticed he's not wearing his sunglasses. Okay, game. Oh. Genzo turns away, hand to his hat and massaging his scalp underneath. It's the wish and all. It's just a temporary thing. I blink, look down at the drawings, look back up at Genzo. It's actually weird now that I think about it. I hadn't even noticed. Almost like I'd expected it. The thought elicits a gurgle of unease from my belly. I shake my head to force it away. It's no big deal. A laugh. I mean, what else are you gonna wish for, right? Oh, Iggy, don't say that! What the fuck? Right. Anyway, help me get these over to the table? Sure. The two of us gather up as many of the drawings as we can from the bottom of the drawer, dumping them on the top of the table. Cookie and cake crumbles go tumbling to the floor in the process. Are you gonna draw a map? The drawings are crude, to say the least. Oh, there are drawings in there, but from the splash of orange decorating most of them, it's clear who made them. I didn't know Orlom was an artist. Genzo bites down on his lip as though holding in laughter. When did he do all these, though? I don't remember any of us doing any drawings. Oh, during our trips here. Maybe he came by himself? Genzo scratches it. Did he? Did he just come here by himself without us? Which would make sense. Nothing kept us from coming whenever we wanted. I mean, true. A pause. Not that I ever came by myself. Yeah, okay. Wait, did you guys just come in here during Wonderland? Alright, I'm speculating too much. There's too many questions. I feel my own cheeks heat up. I'd come by myself more than a few times. Sometimes just to get away from things. To have a place to myself to think, to escape. To shout at the top of my lungs where no one could hear me. But I never thought about the others, if they'd done something similar. I turn my gaze back to the drawings. There's so many of them. Most of them sporting Orlom and the rabbits, playing outside, going on picnics, reading stories in the bed. A good number of others are simply a single brown rabbit with droopy ears, Not a Wonderland rabbit, a normal rabbit. Drawing of it smiling, sleeping, eating leaves, some of them with Orlom and the rabbit, holding it, petting it, feeding it. Guys really love rabbit. Guy really loved that rabbit. I fingered through the pile, moving more into view. Hey, isn't this you? Oh, I point at one of Orlom and what looks like Genzo holding hands with smiling sun overhead. Isn't that sweet? I say with a grin. Genzo scowls and shoves it away so hard it flutters to the floor. No, confront it. Look at Iggy's little shitty. Okay, I like this Iggy a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's probably not good for him, but I do like more grumpy characters anyway, so it's like kind of fun for him to see him like that. Stupid. Give him a hard time, ignore it. Nah, give him a fucking hard time. Genzo would do the exact same thing in our fucking shoes. He just says whatever he wants to say. I can't help the tingle of amusement playing with my thoughts. Oh, come on, it's cute. Genzo just grunts. It's dumb is what it is. I start poking him in the shoulder, lips curling into a playful grin. He loves you. Okay, let's not do that, because we're teasing Orlom too for just having feelings. He wants to date you. Genzo's eyes flash. Just fucking drop it, okay? I pull back, returning the frown. Fine, whatever. Then roll my eyes and go back to my rifling. There's more and more drawings. So many of them. Holy shit. I stop on one of a tall figure holding the brown rabbit in the air. Beneath the figure is a tiny Orlom with tears running down his face. Genzo and I just stare at it. I keep going. The drawings are getting weirder. Lots of black, lots of blue, lots of dark scribbles of Orlom crying. With the tall figure from earlier with its hands raised and another shorter figure looking at the ground with a giant frown. With the shorter figure standing in a pool of red. I read the final drawing and suck in my breath. Oh, is it going to show us? It's nothing but jagged red and black scribbles. He'd attacked the paper so hard it's actually torn in places, and I can see upraised mounds of wax where pieces of crayons have become lodged in the resulting grooves. Genzo and I don't say anything. I let my hand fall back to my side with a slump. Well, that went from 0 to fucked a little too quickly for my taste. Yeah, that's what happens. I don't respond. I don't know what to say. All I know is there's a big, cold stone forming in my gut. I kind of wanted to see it, but it's alright. I'm not able to dwell on it long, however, because at that moment, the sound of footsteps interrupts my thoughts. Alright, I wonder if this is going to change at all. Heavy, march-like, steady and methodical. I throw a glance at Genzo, then dash towards the window. Genzo follows suit, and soon both of us have our fingers on the sill and our heads squeezed inside the round frame, eyes seeking out the source of the sound. They come 2 by 2, boots bruising the dirt, long ears bouncing right or left. They round the curve of a well-trimmed path, kicking up dust with each synchronous step. There you go. Hey, aren't those the rabbits? Wait a minute. Rabbits. Something dings in my head. A strange connection I hadn't even known was there. Something of the rabbits and Orlom. Yes, there's definitely a connection there. Well, what? I don't know, but it's enough to propel me to my feet and towards the door. Maybe they know where Orlom is. Oh, you're just gonna run and talk to him? I say as I bring my hand to the doorknob, but I don't have the chance to twist it before I'm shoved backwards and into the wall. Are you out of your fucking mind? Genzo huffs, his fingers curl into the fabric of my shirt. You can't go out there. Those things will murder you. I feel my jaw tighten. And why the hell would they murder me? We used to play with them all the time back in the day. Genzo blinks and I see the side of his mouth twitch as he throws a glance towards the door. Because I just know, okay? I have a really bad feeling about those rabbits in particular. He swallows hard. Oh, you have a bad feeling, do you? Maybe you'd be doing something nice for Orlom for once. Is that it? And your brain just can't take it? Okay, Iggy, we're overcorrecting. Let's relax a little. I push back against Genzo with enough force that it throws him off guard and he takes a step back. His eyes go wide, then turns sharp. This has fuck all to do with Orlom, okay? I'm just trying to keep us from getting killed. Yeah, we're not gonna be snarky. We're going a little too far. No, concede. He's right. And we do know that. Imagine picking the other one and we fucking know that the rabbits can and will kill us. Like, how stubborn. I mean, I guess that's just wanting to see what happens, really, but that's crazy to pick that. I wince, bring a hand to my head. Okay, maybe I'm a bit ridiculous at this point. Somehow I just can't stop thinking about Orlom, though. This desperate need to make sure he's alright, and he's probably alright. Sorry, I guess you're right, I finally say. I'm just a little worried is all. Genzo's eyes soften. I see the tension leave his shoulders. Hey, it's fine, you know? We're both a little, on edge. All of a sudden, the footsteps outside come to a halt. Both of our gazes shoot towards the door. Genzo blinks once, then dashes towards it, back pressed up against the wood in an act that I can only imagine as a safeguard against someone opening it. I follow after and we both slide down in our seats, just listening with our ears to the door. For curiosity's sake, I so want to pick the other option later. Yeah, for real. Oh, the story gets so rough, man. And I'm telling you, the emotional shit is what gets me more than like the gore and all this other stuff. It's what's attached to it. That's what true horror is. That's what good horror is. You know, it's not just shock value. It's not just like what's the, it's just that. Yeah. We get what I'm saying. It's fine. There's voices and not far away either. I lick my lips as a bead of sweat trickles down behind my collar. We just sit there, listening, waiting. I see Genzo's brows furrow as he attempts to make out the words. They're shouting now. I can't make everything out clearly, but someone's mad, really mad. And then, squishy thuds, again and again. Are we ever gonna save this rabbit? I guess not. I wince with each one. R.I.P. not Jerry. You know, especially, sharp crack, Genzo's hands leap up. I had the weirdest thought for just a second. Wasn't the number of the rabbit like 418 or something? And wasn't that Orlom's apartment number? I could be making that the fuck up. It was like 4 something. They might not even be the right numbers at all. But for whatever reason, I was like, is there a connection there? Genzo's hands leap up, coming down on my thigh. I stare down at it, my throat going tight. It's instinctive, no doubt, but still, the sight of fingers there digging into my skin. So close to I squeeze my eyes shut. Yeah, I remember that the rabbit number was... It's not really Eagle Eye. I would like to say that it is, but I've been listening to the VODs back, and, like, I remember that it was like... I have to know. I'll know for sure. I'll message you about it. If I figure it out, I'll message everybody about it. If it's actually right, I'm gonna flip the fuck out. If it's 418, the rabbit that dies, and then that's also the apartment number for Orlom, I'll lose my mind. And at that moment, there's a final deafening crack. A shout, before the marching begins anew. As he gets further and further away, I see Genzo's gaze drop, then dart towards his hand. There's a moment of silence, before he jerks it away, almost as though oh, okay, God, I just realized something else. And this is a perfect thing to realize as I'm about to end stream as well. It's that Genzo remembers things just like we do. And if he has this closeness to us that we had in the last route, then that pining is going to be even worse than it was before. And it's even worse because now we have feelings towards Orlom and not him. And, is there ever going to be a good here? Because it's like, I just want to love everybody, okay? But I can't love everybody because I can't have them all, obviously, in like a real world sense. And you're asking me to pick between these guys? Like, they're all sad. It's so tragic. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm upset. No. I'm genuinely loving it. Like, weirdly enough, this is pain and sorrow and things are hurting everywhere, but it's weird. I kind of like it. Call me a masochist. I'm kind of really enjoying it. And I'm loving how things are so different this time around. I'm loving Iggy's new attitude. I'm loving this weird tension between him and Genzo. This love triangle going even deeper. Kara is like a master of like taking our hearts and just fucking ringing them up like a piece of paper and burning it and throwing the trash can away. And it's crazy skill to have. Crazy. Okay, I didn't have any theories at the start of this fucking video, but I'm sure the next one, after I listen to this VOD back and really like digest this content again, that's crazy. Oh, God. I'm actually a little sad as well that stream's over. Like, I'm really enjoying it. I don't want to wait till next week to play anymore, but at the same token, voice is hurting. I'm tired. Work tomorrow. Life gets in the way. But, and I also know that Act 3 is a little bit longer, so I don't know if we'll finish it next stream. It might actually take another stream to finish with Act 3. Like, the acts get longer, and apparently Act 5 is, like, the Bible. No, just joking. No, but it's longer. But I'm just enjoying my time with it, like, than anything, which is more valuable. But, okay, so is Orlom gonna be in the front now? Here, let me see. Menu. Yes. Yeah! Called that shit. Alright. We are in it. Alright. Okay, let me turn down the music a little bit. Let me make a little small speech and then call stream done. Alright, so I am a mix of emotions. I had a great time with Act 2 all the way through. somehow I'm already having just as much fun with Act 3, even though it's more pain and less fun. But that's fitting for the character that you're also pursuing, or, their specific part anyway. Genzo's more fun and lighthearted, with some, like, the further you go down, though, the sadder it gets, and then Orlam's just sad, 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 and then hopefully we can get to some nice lighthearted, maybe, I don't know, I hope. I really, really like Orlam. I've liked him ever since I first met him. He's super damn cute. And I feel really fucking bad for him, like, so fucking bad. Like, he's probably the most sympathetic character in the group, period. Like, I think I could say that, like, full. And I just hope for the best for him, like I really do. And even though I was really curious to see where the Gidget thing was going, because I was almost convinced that Act 3 was Gidget. I don't know why. I guess that's Act 4 instead, which is scary because everybody talks about how fucking crazy that one is. But whatever, fuck it, we ball. let's just get into it. I had a great time, as always. The stream went by really fast for me, just like the last one did, because I'm just so fucking sucked in. I'm just having a great time. I'm so glad that I decided to play the story. Like, after I finished Act 1, I was like, damn, I don't know if I can handle this. Like, I remember actually thinking that, but I'm glad that I've stuck it through, because I do feel like I can handle it. And though it is tough to confront, and it brings out a lot of, like, really raw emotions for me, it's refreshing, and good. Well, Gidget does come second in Wonderland. Oh, God, don't say it like that. Oh, Lord. You meet her second after Genzo. Yeah. What was I going to say? I'm like all over the place. But I'm so glad that I've stuck it through. I'm really excited to read Carrot's comments on just the end of Act 2 and the beginning of Act 3. I don't know. Like, I feel like this, as I go on, it'll leave me more speechless, and then simultaneously have more places where I can just yap about it, basically, because I just have so many fucking thoughts, and I'm sorry if that's not fun to listen to. It's like, okay, just get on with the story, but, like, this is just how I process things. Like, and Gidget is the next right. Yeah. And I really genuinely have even some sympathy towards Gidget. Like, obviously she's done some really fucked up things to us in Wonderland, but so has Orlam, obviously. But, they are very sympathetic. Like, just the couple flashbacks that you get, like, you do buy into what they're going through, and and the thing with Gidget is, like, I kind of got Orlam's shtick already. Like, I understand that it's bad for him, and, like, I'm just getting more confirmation and more detailed feedback on it, but thank you. But with Gidget, it's like, I just don't know what to make of her. Like, I don't understand. Where's her head? Like, I don't know a thing about her at all. Like, and I think that's kind of the appeal of her specifically, to say you just don't know shit. So I'm just excited to learn, and maybe we'll learn more about her this time around. I don't know how that's gonna fucking go. Apparently Wonderland is just gonna be different in how we navigate it this time, so that's exciting, Not that Act 1 and 2 weren't fun, but it's like, what other monsters are we going to encounter? What other kinds of bullshit is going to happen? Like, I don't know. So let me move to my end screen and mute this music so it's not overplaying my music. So thanks for dropping by stream. Had a great time. Great way to start off the week every week. It was with Trauma Week. Got to start off strong. We do not tiptoe in this house. We just jump into the deep end and swim our way out. Tomorrow will be Fluff Friday, so I'm really excited about that, especially after some of the heartache today. And I'm really excited for tomorrow because I'm going to be playing my favorite visual novel, like one of my favorite visual novels like ever. I haven't played it in 3 years, apparently, which is, how is 2021 3 years ago? I don't want to talk about it. But I haven't played it in a while, so I hope that it really holds up to... I'm imagining it does, because it's like, what's the difference between 21-year-old me and 25-year-old me? I don't know. Or math, 22, whatever. It's called Hustle Cat, and it's super cute. You can look at it. If you haven't experienced it, I would love for you to drop by, and if you enjoy me playing it, then maybe you can play it yourself, or just watch me go through it. But I've been basically shoving this down other people's throats. I'm like, go play Hustle Cat, play Hustle Cat. And if you guys aren't gonna do it, I'm just gonna play it for you. How about that? How about that? But it's super feel good. It's a cute Amare dating sim, and it's about a cat cafe, and it's just really lighthearted and fun, which is exactly what we need after this, basically. So I'm gonna put that on my rotation on Fridays for the time being. So then we'll have our Wonderland and then Hustle Cat right after. And then Saturdays are going to be my free slot. I'm planning to do a work chill stream, but I might also play an indie game that day. I'm not going to say which one, but I have one in mind. So I might also just play indie games on Saturdays every once in a while, especially if I don't have work just lined up, because I don't really have anything at the moment unless I just make work for myself, basically. But if you want to work during it, that's fine too. I just, it's probably going to be my free slot on my next schedule. And then Sunday will be more Dragon Age. My last Dragon Age stream was a little bit shorter. It was like an hour shorter because I just had a really rough day. It was Super Bowl Sunday. But hopefully next week it'll be the normal length, basically, and we're going to be going through the Mage Tower, which is my least favorite part of it, so I'm just going to be yapping and complaining the whole time, which is going to be fun, I think. I'm going to make it as fun as it can be. If that sounds like a good time, drop by. So I'll be streaming tomorrow with Hustle Cat, really excited for that. If you guys need some, like, happiness and serotonin in your life with some cute gays, then I would really recommend dropping by. Other than that, I'm gonna hop off, drink, relax, and think about this stream and listen to this VOD back and shit. So I'm really excited, and also stop by for Art Wonderland next Thursday. Alright, thank you guys, bye bye!